Tomb of the Spider Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, Division S party, Team Russia against Washed Up. And well, all of these teams are currently in the top 3, top 4. So the standings are pretty close all the way up at the top. And it's going to be a pretty exciting one because Team Russia, they started strong into the season. For Washed Up, it was the exact opposite. They were pretty weak. And this is actually a rematch between the two teams. And last time the Russians decided that in their favor. So now we're having, well, the Nubarak and also Zaratul banned out. But Russia has started to struggle a bit just recently. And with struggle, I mean mostly, now they played great matches and they oftentimes pushed an opponent into the 5th map, but then they lost it. So it was always close encounters. But they started to drop quite a few series, and that is honestly starting to become a bit problematic for them, whereas Washed Up has started to become stronger. They're playing with a sub-player today, though. They're playing with Nano, who is number 4 in the Grandmaster ladder at this point. Originally, the plan was to play with a different sub, so Infernal can't play today, and so they wanted to play with Beyonce. Beyonce literally joined the lobby, and then as the game was about to start, he just dropped out. And well, apparently there was no sign from him anymore, so we are expecting that there was either power failure, some tech difficulties or whatnot. So they got Nano to play for them here. Had to figure out all the voice comms and everything first, but now they're playing with him, so as the level 4 Grandmaster that is subbing in for them. So Zaratul and Ana banned out. We're also having Maiev eliminated from the draft, which means that here on Tomb we still have a couple of pretty powerful picks, but Smexy actually heading into Toranda first. Alright, so we're getting the quick stuns out there. I'm a little bit excited for this one. I think Washed Up definitely has an advantage heading into the best of 5. But I would say that Team Russia, with the usual aggression that they show, definitely has a lot of potential making something happen here. So with that, let's see what stock is gonna go for there. Banabia and, I mean, for, I would say Malfurion, yeah, for Malfurion, for Kolya Martian, that kind of makes sense. Banabia is playing Tracer. They actually did that just recently also in the series against Nothing Left, actually, and Banabia is pretty much murdering it on the Tracer there. And with the Malfurion support, isn't too bad for them either. Now we have Tyrande plus JPL on Diablo, so if they can get a good combo out there with Diablo and Tyrande, that would be a great setup. I mean, Tyrande herself is actually not too bad against Tracer. Hunter's Mark on Tracer and a couple of auto attacks are really nice there. Nano picks Li Ming first of all. It's actually going to be interesting if they have to shift roles around now with him as a support. If he is going into Li Ming, then I would assume that Hazu is going to switch into offlane, maybe playing Thrall, one of those guys. I mean, Hazu played a lot of Thrall in the past, so he could play the offlane there. That wouldn't be a problem for them at all. But now on Tomb, next ban coming in for Team Russia. And we're getting Hanzo eliminated. Okay, but still Li Ming here for the resets. And with a good setup from Diablo, you can definitely get those resets in pretty easily. On the other side now, could ban that pesky Leoric that we're usually seeing from Team Russia on the offlane. I mean, again, the Russians, they have a couple of additional picks that they can always take there. We've seen them with the side lane, Imperious stuff as well. I mean, there's no shortage at this point. So what exactly is Washed Up afraid of in this case? What do they try and eliminate here? And it's Garrosh, alright. Dibble's taken, Garrosh banned out. I kind of secretly hope every single time that I see Team Russia on Tomb of the Spider Queen that we're seeing Stalk on Stitches again. I enjoyed that thoroughly during Meta Madness when he went for Hungry for More, and just the hooks in general were awesome. With the setup that they're running here, I highly doubt that, but it's like this secret hope in the back of my head. I was like, it could actually be happening at some point. And there we go, nice! Stalk goes for Stitches. There we have it, okay. This is going to be a fun one. And we have Leoric. As I said before, I could have seen Washed Up even banning out Leoric because it's such a consistent pick for Team Russia. But there we go. Oh, what are the picks now for Washed Up though? Not 100% certain just yet what we're gonna see from them because I don't know how Nano is now affecting their drafting. That's one of the bigger questions for me. Rexa! Rexa and Junkrat, alright. Mena on Rexa. Mena on Junkrat and Hazu on Rexa. And last but not least, what are we gonna get for the Stitches combo? Tacita! Yeah. There we go. Tacita, Malfurion. Alright, we got it. Double support setup with Tracer. Game number 1, everybody. Best of 5 series, Division S. We have Washed Up going up against Team Russia. Let's jump into game number 1. Game number 1, Team Russia against Washed Up, and on the left side, Stalk on Stitches, Banana Beer on Tracer, Shamsig on Leoric, Farlander on Tacita, and we have Kolya Martian on Malfurion. And over to the right side, Washed Up in red with Smexy on Toranda, JPL on Diablo, Hazuobst on Rexa, Main on Junkrat, and Nano, the sub player, subbing in for Infernal today, on Liming. Alright, I am excited for this one. As expected, we're also seeing the Hungry for More on the side of Stalks, Stitches. It's all about the hit points. I mean, obviously there's also a little bit of a speed boost that comes with it, but the hit points what we're really looking at here. Yeah, immediately the aggression towards Misha, their abuse already. Someone called Peter. And at the same time, seeing again the action here. Farlander is actually on Tacita in this game. I mean, Banabia taking over Tracer is not really a surprise. Already 2 extra globes for Stitches. Yeah, that Stitches game is going to be a thing throughout this game. We're going to keep a close eye on his hit point pool in the later stage of the game. Right now, it's not something that's too crazy, but we'll find out. So they have the rotation going, and so far that works out for them. Ooh, Banabia wants to kill. And doesn't quite get against Smexy, but Smexy is already getting attacked. And another hook and root. Wow. Russians come out swinging again. Alright, all for Mother Russia right now. And so far, Stalk gets pushed in a little bit. Ooh, Stitches! Yeah, that fat booty right there. And Liming gets it. Nicely done. Good kill. The early aggression from the Russians, but Washed Up is the team walking away with kill number 1. Well played there by them. Austin's renewal, by the way, for Shamsig at the bot lane. In the meantime, the mini turn-ins here over on Washed Up side. I mean, they got the time, so why not? Just drop that real quickly, make sure that they're not going to lose those gems. It was definitely a problem in previous games, so good move on their part. Tacita with a quick move down to the bottom of the map. Eventually that's going to get sniffed out. Banabia is already helping him out. I'm actually wondering where the rotation is, because right now there's a wave taken out, but they should already anticipate that the Siege Giants are being taken. And so far, nobody walks down here, so it feels like that's going to be easy Siege Giants for them. Misha is sniffing it out, but the bear alone won't be able to do anything here, and the rest of the team is still sitting in the middle. So Washed Up is losing out on the Siege Giants, and now has to rotate back down, not to contest them, but to defend against them. Alright. Well, in the meantime, we're having also Hunter-Gatherer taken for Hazuobst on Rexa. Wants the extra armor for himself and Misha. A little bit of a focus into the slam build here on level 4 Stitches. And obviously, an important part is also Tacita just rotating at this point and trying to get the stacks together for his level 1. Would still expect him with a Life Legion on level 4, and indeed that's what we're getting here. Outside of Tracer, honestly, with most other heroes, even when you're going into a double support with a hyper carry, the armor is oftentimes worth it more, just simply because you can also help out your front line and your side laner. But if you're going into a match with Tracer, then it's definitely beneficial to go into the extra Life Leech. Very rarely do you see any kind of setup where armor is going to play a big factor there. So yeah, it's definitely a different lineup. Well, with that said, Banabia, again with the jump there, down to the bottom of the map. We're still having that 1 versus 1 setup. And over here, JPL with a wall stun and another follow-up from Smexy. 7 stacks already on the level 1 for Stalk. Meaning that at this point, he's already enjoying another 210 HP. It's not too bad. It's actually a crazy good talent in any kind of late game scenario. We oftentimes think about a Nubarak. Very different hero, a bit of a different play behind him, obviously. But with the Nubarak, you need 30 additional globes in order to get a bonus of 500, a quest bonus of 500 HP. Stitches at that point is already looking at 900, so yeah, the hit point pool is pretty crazy. Then again, he doesn't have any escapes, and that obviously limits the usability of the hero, or the flexibility in a lot of cases. No turn-in just yet. Again, the quick attempt for Mane here. Nano has so far been playing quite nice, not going dominance by the way, but Charge Blast. Well, of course, slight changes to it. But actually, I think it was the one of the Gold League games where Reset got, again, insane value out of dominance as his level 4 talent choice on Battlefield of Eternity. Banabia gets attacked there for a second, but can easily jump out in the early level 7 talents for both of the teams here. Stitches again with a Tenderizer. A little bit more slows. Alright, Psionic Echo also taken for Tacita, helping of course to stay a little bit farther behind. Tacita is just really weak on a hit point pool perspective, so if there's any burst damage against them, like a good Limink flank for example, he can be taken out. Talking about taking shit out, JPL is nearly getting taken out there. Good talent choice with the Khaldor's resistance there on the other hand. Snexy able to negate most of the damage from the bomb from Tacita, from Tracer, but obviously nicely done here. I like this game so far. They're actually dancing around here pretty aggressively. This is pretty cool. Even a little bit of support coming in now from the bottom. 17 against 15 gems that we see there. I'm talking gems. Only 3 are missing right now for Washed Up. We have enough gems, like, easily to get a turn-in 2 from Team Russia, but they're just not in a position just yet. Okay, there's also stacks completed already on the side of JPL, so he has now the extra, basically a little Ank of Reincarnation right there. And yeah, 13 stacks for Stitches. Stitches is currently already sitting at 400 extra hit points. Again, it is adding up. It is a crazy good talent. And Barnaby the entire time. I mean, all eyes on him when it comes to damage output. Obviously, there's always the threat of a Stalk hook into the Malfurion roots when Malfurion lays down the lawn. But Barnaby, he's the one to really watch here as he's just jumping around the entire time. Mene again with the attempt, and the interrupt is secure. It's not secured. The turn-in is secure. That's what I wanted to say. Now, the experience is still fairly similar, but the Red Web Weavers will descend first. And their gang starting to move in together with that. Alright, so let's have another quick look here at the top lane. Level 10 abilities are going to be important. Leo is actually under a little bit of trouble down at the bottom of the map. 24 stacks for him. Needs to be a bit cautious. Already popped the Orson's Renewal there. But by the way, nearly have the level 1 talent from Tacita completed, and that's really going to help him. Bombs galore, as we're seeing Barnaby heading straight for the Web Weaver and trying to play around that. 18 stacks by now on the level 1 for Stork. He's going to get even more. Top lane pressure against the wall. That one's about to fall. That's decent damage that we're seeing here from Washed Up. They can get an entire fort with that. That would obviously be the dream. But right now, they're not quite there yet. Alright, Stork again with the threat of a hook. The bottom of the map. Yeah, that fort has already taken damage. At the bottom of the map, Leo has an easy time defending this now. So the first turn-in hasn't really done too much for Washed Up yet, but they at least opened up some of the gates. Now we have still that little fight against Stork, and Stork gets just pushed around. I mean, like, he gets ping-ponged here. The shield is there, though, and the Riptire is not going to do enough. Yep, there he comes in. Putrid Bile already being used as well, but that entire setup really worked nicely. And Stork is currently sitting at 5,100 hit points. Let's compare that to Diablo in just a second. Diablo himself is currently at 5,400, so still a bit ahead, but keep in mind, he's fully stacked at this point. So that's definitely playing a bit of a role here. But Stork is just continuing to get this and also getting things. Rexa gets taken out as Tracer is able to get the kill here. Stork with the turn-in attempt. I mean, currently he's still looking at 20 that he holds, but they obviously won the Web Weaver wave on their own. But a good kill from Barnaby. I mean, Tracer taking one down was super important. Now that we have Tacita also with a quest talent on level 1 completed, he's definitely in a spot where he can soften them up a little bit. That's a good move, but Barnaby is able to get out of harm's way. It was a close call, though. It was a really close call for sure. And well, with that said, Rexa making his way back in here. We're still seeing a lot of potential damage, though. And Stork again, just working around those globes. 22 stacks for him right now. That's 660 extra HP points. And we're only 8 minutes in. Now again, I don't want to repeat myself here too much, but in the late game, that is becoming a problem. In the late game, that is really an issue. You could see earlier how they actually bullied Stork around. We had the domination, the push into the team, the stun from Tyrande, and the mine coming from Junkrat. And despite all of those efforts, they couldn't get the kill. And that is really just going to be exasperated throughout the game and will pose a problem in a late game scenario. But obviously, we haven't really seen a full-on 5 versus 5 team fight with heroic abilities just yet. Especially the Apocalypse play could be a bit brutal. Barnaby with their turn-in attempt again. They can't turn in. They have 125 gems, but they can't turn in. Here comes the Entomb from the side. Apoc already being used. And nothing is being hit here. Hook again comes in, and the bomb against Mene, but he survives. Shamsik, on the other hand, nearly falls, as we are seeing a few more walls coming out there. Tacita is doing that thing again. Trump would be proud at this point. I mean, he's building the wall. Trump is only talking about it. Tassadar, he is just as like a no fucks given situation. He drops those walls like it's candy everywhere. No bear gets out of that one. There's the turn-in, actually. Nicely done. And that is the blue team finally getting a turn-in on their own. There's a lot of gems on the board right now. You can't afford to lose heroes at this point. You just can't. It's way too much. It is way too much. That's 32 on stock. I mean, just look at this. 26 on JPL. There's more on Nano even. He's sitting at 33 right now. It's honestly a bit crazy. There's the Web Weavers coming in at this point. All right. Now we're talking. Question is, how much can they do? They have level 13 talents. That's another advantage, of course, that they have with this little push here. And especially nullification is a thing. There's the root after the hook. Nicely done. They go for JPL, but they can't get the kill here, and they know it too. The Soul Shield is there. Smexy with the Khaldor resistance on level 7. That's another thing. And they move in straight through the middle. The hook against Smexy, and that should be a kill. And they get it. Smexy down, and there's the wall. Build that wall, baby. JPL in trouble. 31 gems. 31 gems, and they're losing them all. The hook against Nano, and that is more than 60 gems down the drain. Hazops is trying to salvage some of them. He actually gets a ton. Hazops has 53 gems now. They hold still 68, but oh boy, I mean, that was a double kill right there. Another turn-in attempt. Wall in place once more. Stork able to get out. Goes for the hook again. And they take him down. Rek'Sai is dead. JPL wants the gems. And he gets all of them. Jesus, this is getting nasty. There's gems everywhere the entire time. And Shamsi comes in from the side. The 2 misses. He has 50 gems himself. He needs to be careful. It's the battle for the gems, guys. 100 gems in the hands of Team Russia. And they are going for the plays again. But boy, this game is getting nuts. I can't believe that they salvaged this many. Washed up, that is. That was honestly impressive. If they would have lost all of these 60 gems, that could have been already game. I mean, it would have been incredibly difficult for Washed Up to come back into this. But now, this is just absolutely awesome. They're starting to go in again. A fort already about to be destroyed, and that's the second one. The one at the bot lane has already fallen. They're making the play for Leo again. 36 gems for Shamzik, but there's the hook. Nicely done by Stork. Saving Leoric here and making sure that the gems are not lost either. Talking Stork, by the way, he's at 29 stacks right now, so he's pretty much looking at 900 additional hit points for Stitches. And they're 2 levels ahead, of course, too. So things are looking absolutely fantastic for Team Russia. They have the level 16 talents in their hands as well. And they are just absolutely murdering bot lane now. Hazu needs an additional globe, and then he will have his quest completed too. Hunter-Gatherer, which is going to be great for him because of the extra armor that he's going to receive. So that would be fantastic. But the fort at the top lane is definitely going to fall. There's another hook. There's another root. JPL gets away. That spell shit is really, really helping him. Even with only 30 souls, it's still playing a big role here. But Washed Up is under tons of pressure now. They are definitely struggling at this point. They're trying to go for Stork, but again, that hit point pool on that bad boy is starting to get pretty insane. He's sitting at 6,600 HP. I can compare it quickly to Diablo, but keep in mind that he has only 41 souls, but he's at 5,500. So it's not fully stacked, but it gives you a bit of an idea of how Stork is now starting to absolutely run the game when it comes to AHP. And with the help of Tassadar's shield, he is nearly unkillable. If you want to take down Stork, you honestly have to commit a lot of resources to that move. And here comes the potential third turn-in for them. Yep, Shamzik is going to get it, so another Web Weaver wave. Obviously, Washed Up still has quite a lot of gems too and has a turn-in available, but they didn't have level 16, so they couldn't go into the middle and contest it. They just needed to let it happen. And yeah, that's the thing. There's a camp now coming through the bottom, through the middle. There's Web Weavers on every single lane, so this is a solid setup. The only question is, can they get a keep now? Because honestly, at this point, with that Web Weaver wave, you really want to get at least one keep. They did fantastic in taking down the forts, and that means that the map is actually wide open now. From Team Russia's perspective. When we're talking about Washed Up, obviously they have a lot of huge distance to safety, which is a problem. And here comes the move. 7,000 HP by now on Stork. But they're going for the keep in the middle, and the keep actually they're splitting on all the lanes. We have Tassadar top side. He can get away with the dimensional shift, but this one down here at the bottom is definitely not going to make it. In the middle is a bit of a different story. Tacita is not moving in just yet. Barnaby is jumping around, trying to get some extra damage in. Talking damage, let's have a quick look at his output. He's sitting at 54,000 damage so far. And yep, they're putting the pressure now onto the top keep and the one in the middle as well. Long hook against Misha. That is a dead bear right there. At the bottom, that keep is nearly gone. So they can poke around a little bit later. Especially, of course, with Tacita and Psionic Echo. He gets a few more of those in. And Washed Up is with the back to the wall at this point. They are seriously with the back to the wall. I mean, they are struggling here. Stork is already looking for the next hook. Oh, Hazu! The feign death. Great play by him, dodging it. Dodging it, but now they're losing everything. Another Psystorm, and this thing is a goner. And yep, there we have it. All of the keeps are gone. Every single keep is down. They're going for Stork. Stork is sitting at 7,500 HP. The kill against Nano. Li Ming is dead. Smexy is about to fall. The mace to the face eliminates Tyrande. And that's another wall that just obliterates Hazorps. Diablo's already dead and Hazo is trying to run. But this is going to be game. They lost everything here. They lost absolutely everything. Only Mene is still in play. And yep, that's the conclusion of game number 1 as Team Russia takes the lead in the best of 5 series. Mene just not able to do anything here. Is, by the way, the only hero or the only player on the side of Washed Up that hasn't died. Sitting at 31,000 damage, 175,000 siege damage. Barnaby, as said before, is rocking the numbers in terms of hero damage for this game. But yeah, great performance by them, and that is the lead in the best of 5. GG and well played. Team Russia takes Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 2, everybody. We are on Dragonshire, and we have actually Team Russia in the lead against Washed Up. That was quite the performance there that we saw on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Obviously, now playing with the sub, the question is, doesn't Washed Up just need a little bit of time to mesh well with Nano here? Or how is it going to work out for them? I mean, at this point, we kind of need them, like, maybe... Again, they need to kind of switch roles a little bit too, so we'll see how it works out in the end there. But, yeah, Dragonshire, it was the map choice of Team Russia. And we have the insta-ban, actually, against Rexall, so already taking that out. And, yeah, I mean, again, Rexa is insane on this map, so you want to make sure that the top lane is more of a battle and it's not a foregone conclusion right from the beginning. So we have... Anubarak banned out against Stork. That's not really new. Maiev could still be banned out, by the way, as Zeratul and Maiev are both open. On the other hand, Ana is open too, so it can be a little bit dicey now. Kolya Martian's Malfurion is eliminated. Not only is that one of his best heroes, but it's also, of course, part of the Tracer combo. And they let Maiev through. So they allow Washed Up to get Maiev if they would really want to. Not quite sure if they would actually even pick it right now, but we'll find out. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bit of hesitation here on the side of Washed Up. Honestly, this is the map where Washed Up played a lot with JPL on the damage position. But that was also with Infernal in the team. And there's the Ana pick. Ana is in. That means that Tyrande is still up. Maiev is still up. Those are the big two. Those are the big ones, the big boys. Oh, Tacita Tracer right off the bat again. Okay. Barnaby on Tracer. At this point, it actually feels like they just want to push them more and more into banning out Tracer in the next game. But yeah, let's see if that actually works out. If Tracer can deliver for the second time. But that double support combo seems to be doing the trick for them. Tacita is already in play. And yeah. What are we going to get on the other hand? Is it going to be the Jaina pick? I mean, at this point, Jaina, Li Ming, both of them would be pretty decent. You want to have the Nano boost. And it's neither. Nano on Hanzo. JPL hasn't taken a hero yet. Neither has Mene. But we have Hazorps on Thrall. Okay, so who gets boosted in this game? Probably going to be Mene. But yeah, that they prioritize... I mean, when you prioritize Thrall this much, again, against Tracer, you have the Chain Lightning where you can just simply point and click on the target, so you don't have to actually aim in the skill shots or anything. So it's a pretty decent move against Tracer. The auto attacks that can come through afterwards and the Ancestral Wrath are additional tools against the hero. Still going to be tricky. I mean, we're talking about a double support with this setup. Dibble's banned out against JPL. And what are we seeing from Washed Up? Yeah, they ban out Tyrande. But still, there is enough good stuff around. On this map, Rhaegar is also great because with the Lightning Shield, you can have a huge impact on taking camps, especially the Bruiser camps. And they've done that in the past too, so that's definitely something that works. But yeah. I mean, again, Rhaegar, you could play the map a little bit more. There's other picks, of course, too, that they could go for right now. There's Johanna, there's Rhaegar, yeah, okay. And you will, my friend. Orc versus Orc action. Okay, Jojo is in as well. For Stork, no Muradin shenanigans or anything like that. It's a lot of wave clear for them too. And washed up. What is Mane gonna play? What are we gonna see for JPL? What tank are we having in this game right now? Oh, Varian against Tracer with Li Ming and Thrall and Hanzo. Okay, boys, we are seeing burst. Tracer, you better pay attention right now. They are going Varian. They're going full Varian right now. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Yeah. They have that cleanse on 7. Varian's going to get his taunt on level 4. And this is going to be an interesting game, to say the least. Leoric picked the last pick here for Team Russia as we're heading into game number 2. It's Shire, and let's see if that Varian composition works out against the Russians. Game number 2. Team Russia in the lead, and we have a nice duel in this game. Varian versus Tracer. Alright, Stork on Johanna for the Russians, Bonabir on Tracer, Farlander on Tacita, Shamsig on Leoric, and Kolya on Rhaegar. And on the right side, the Tracer counter. JPL with Varian, likely with the taunt on level 4. Hazu Obst on Echo of Element Thrall. We have Mane on Li Ming this time, and Nano therefore switching over to Hanzo with Smexy playing Ana in this game. The Laws of Hope for Johanna. And yeah, we're good and ready to go here on our little life patch. Hype for this one. And Tracer set up double money pick. Nice. Good job, good job. Smexy and Mane riding into battle in style. Again, rumor has it, never confirmed by Blizzard, but it feels like it. The money pick gives you an extra 5% movement speed. And it's just a rumor. I heard it somewhere. Can't actually tell you where. I can't reveal my sources here. I'm sorry, it was confidential. But yeah. Rumor has it. You should try it. It's worth it. It's also the best mod in the game. You're literally riding bacon. Can't beat that. But with that said, now with Tracer taken, it honestly feels a little bit like we're seeing Team Russia just saying, you know what, Tracer as a main part of our composition works extremely well. We did it on 2, and we're going to do it here, and we're going to do it until they finally ban the hero. And JPL just simply said, well, you can try, boys, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that Varian, and then we're going to wreck that Tracer, and let's see what you can do after that. Talking about wrecking Tracer, Tracer is currently wrecking that Fountain at the top lane, and that is a problem, because once that Fountain is gone, Hazu Ops is basically losing the lane against Shamsig. So yeah, that is going to be a mass issue. Already, there's a little attack there. Oh, that didn't connect. Yeah. It's on half HP right now, but again, as soon as that comes in again once more, and they're taking the Fountain down, Hazu Ops is going to be in trouble. It's always the balance at the top lane that's highly important. This is one of the reasons why Rexa just dominates oftentimes so much on the map, because you're drafting a 4-man and you are setting, of course, one hero onto the solo lane. And Rexa flat out wins the top lane. And as long as you have a strong 4-man, you will always have pressure on your opponent, and eventually after a kill you can get a Dragon Knight and start to snowball the game a little bit. If you have a top lane that is actually more even in terms of fight potential and power plays, then it's a different story, because you can always easier rotate someone top, you can have your solo laner starting to get a little bit of a headway. There's a lot that really plays into that, but it's one of the main reasons why we're seeing so much Rexa on this map. There's the taunt already taken, and therefore crushing the hopes and dreams of everyone that was hoping to get Wind Blades or Smash. Rightfully so, by the way. And yeah, in this case, look at the adjustment. Kala's Light taken right now. Alright, think a little bit about what we've seen in the last 2 games. So I've been talking actually about the level 4 talent for Tacita, because it is highly important when you're playing with a Tracer, or when you're playing any kind of double support and hyper carry. And in the last game, it was just all about giving Tracer the ability to go deeper, self-sustain a little bit, and really just do her thing. In this game, it's a little bit different, because the amount of CC that we now have from Washed Up is pretty insane, especially when you're thinking about taunt. The follow-up with Thrall is of course there too. So it's a lot more difficult right now to keep Tracer alive because the burst damage is just so crazy, especially if the taunt connects. That's why this time Tacita made the adjustment into Kala's life, so that it's harder to burst Tracer down, because as long as Tracer is alive after the burst, she's gonna be fine. And that's the whole thought process here. So the idea in this game is not really to allow Tracer to go deep and sustain herself. The idea is more so make sure that if Tracer gets caught, or when she gets caught, that you can save her outside of Rhaegar using his cleanse. You need a little bit more than that. So it's a really cool adjustment that really caters towards what your opponent is doing. Because obviously the entire setup with Varian is just designed to put a bullseye on the Tracer and allow Li Ming to get a combo through. In an ideal world, have Thrall follow it up with a Wolf. So that's actually pretty sweet. But at this point, they're starting to jump in again. Hazu eats the damage there. Storr comes in too. JPL in a bit of trouble. Nice attack with that Bruiser Camp. I like that. And JPL is down. First blood in the game goes over to the blue team. And they're actually starting to chase Mena right now. And Mena is not going to make it here. The Wolf comes in from the last hit. And the fort is also starting to get destroyed here. That's a bad, bad start for Team Russia at this point. Yep, they're struggling here. Fort down, 2 heroes eliminated, level lead, the Russians rocking it again. And I have to stress it once more. The last time we saw those two teams clash against each other in the first round of Season 1, well, we saw the Russians take it at the end. So right now, Echo of Elements is completed. 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Yep, there we have to... Oh, that's actually a dead wolf. Yep. Varian goes in, gets the taunt, gets a bit of revenge here as the rest gets pushed out too. Obviously, the lead in experience is still quite crucial. Mena, by the way, with the dominance again on level 7 for his hero. Still standard build here for him. And we're also seeing Varian with a Victory Rush here. Alright, Victory Rush for him on 7, Ancestral Wrath on 7. And that Ancestral Wrath is definitely one of Hazov's best tools now. The problem is that he lost his he lost his safety net. And he lost the fountain. Mena actually still alive. The taunt and the kill. Woohoo! Nice! Dodges out on the bomb and Mena just outplaying right there. Barnaby in this case just hoping for a bit too much. That was a pretty neat move there. Level 10 abilities are nearly ready for Team Russia. There they have them. Okay, heroic abilities are in play. Once again, we're seeing the wall placed on Tacita's 10. Blessed Shield, Ancestral, and the Entomb. And yeah, Mena fighting back here. Great setup, honestly, by him. But now, once again, we're having down at the bottom, Nano just doing his thing here against this lineup, whereas JPL is already sitting in the middle with another quick taunt. Bit of extra damage comes out. Smexy sitting in the back, firing away here. Nano boost for him. Earthquake Thrall, alright. And it's all about the Nano boosted Li Ming at this point. Mena is looking for the resets. He's going to go for the aggression. He's going to try and get those and get that damage in. And talking about the damage, now that we're in level 10, let's have a quick look at it. 11,000 currently for Hazops. Seeing 10,000 for Tracer. Gets taunted again. JPL is basically just taunting off cooldown at this point. That cooldown is so low, why wouldn't you? Whenever there's a follow-up, I mean, just look at Hazu. He's already sitting right there. JPL is already signaling probably. Guys have 4 seconds, and they're just poking away. JPL sitting at the side. Diablo is not in the game, but we have a Diablo character at the top lane. It's called Leoric. So the Skeleton King will still have to deal with Thrall, and also eventually with that little Varian execution here. And the first game was already pretty cool, but the second one, again, it's close. This is a series, it's one of these weird series where you could see it end with a 3-0, but you could totally see it go to a 5th game as well. It's just like super close. The question is just how do you build the momentum and how do you deal with it. Top lane heavily under control of Team Russia right now. They're sitting there. We're having still the taunt, follow up, but Iron Skin already used. Nice. Johanna with a quick Iron Skin, that was an important one. If the Wolf connects, it might have been... I don't think that there was actually a threat of Johanna falling, but that would have been a lot of damage. Camp taken again, and I like that from the Russians. They have the double control on the Shrine, but they realize that chances to go for the Dragonite here are pretty slim. So instead they're just saying, okay, while they are trying to protect, we are going to take our camp. And that's of course an easy one to grab right now. With the vision that was just granted by Varian. We have Hazu making the approach here. But now that the camp is pushing the top lane, there's of course another problem. that Washed Up has to deal with. And honestly, this could eventually lead into the first Dragon Knight for Team Russia. I mean, Mena is trying to get at least the bottom here. Bana is moving in, misses the bomb. Bana missing a couple of those right now. Played really good on map number 1, but now he's struggling a little bit. The problem with Banabia at this point is he's anticipating where Mena goes next. Mena has been juking and diving the entire time. Oh, blessed shield into the wrong direction. Stalk. The Ancestral saves him, but that fight is forced right there. It was a good Entomb too, but the Ancestral definitely made the difference. Blessed shield has been thrown out, and he just hits it into the wrong direction. Bit of a quick cast problem there, as it seems. A top push, though, on the other hand, and this is an ideal scenario of a catapult behind it too. Fight in the middle is still ongoing on the other hand. Farlander needs to be careful. His hit point pool is incredibly low. Yeah, and Hanzo wants to kill. There's the hammers as well, as they are being pushed through. And we have the attack coming in against JPL. Hazops is also low. JPL, bomb, Hazops, there he is. Both of them at the front, trying to slowly retreat. The wall not perfectly set, and that is an issue. There's the kill and the counter. Nicely done. A 1-for-1, and Mena's moving in right now. Mena's sitting at the side here and is trying to see if he can get another combo off. Nice block also against Leo, and they take him down. Leo eliminated, and now the move towards the left where we're having the immediate attack against Rhaegar, but JPL is also in a bit of trouble. Top lane, then again, is losing the wall here, so one of the turrets is already down. Hazu is the one who's dealing with it now. Is moving in. Down here, we're still seeing Smexy ghosted out by Shamzik. And we're looking at level 13 versus level 14. It's honestly close. Again. Once more. I mean, it's a fun one. This is honestly a fun one. I like this quite a bit. Tacita on 16 has his insane power spike. This is the one thing that worries me a bit. With the quest already completed on level 1, that's definitely going to have a huge impact. But then again, Mena's burst damage is obviously going to increase too. And that is going to be great for him. Because, well, he's been looking for that nano boost, for that reset, for that combo the entire time. And the kill count in this game is honestly not so insane. Yeah, it's 3 kills against 4 is kind of nothing. Level lead for the Russians on the other hand. It's worth quite a lot, but they have only taken a single fort. I mean, if you think about this entire game so far, we're 10 minutes in, there's a single fort that has been taken out. There's definitely a lot of pressure from Russia. There's no denying that, but it has resulted in very little. We had a couple of cool fights so far, but from a structural perspective, there's not too far down. And as the Dragon Knight scales, the objective becomes more and more important, and that one fort at the top lane might not make all the difference here. Now, talking about experience, I mean, we can have a quick look at this. You can already tell how the Russians are, at least in this game, doing a lot better with the minion experience here, and with the mercenary experience. That's where most of this comes from. It's actually Washed Up that is far ahead in the hero experience here, through the kills that they got. But with the fort now taken at the bot lane, that's a great move. The problem is that we're having a push at the top side in the meantime. And yeah, that's a pretty strong one as well. But with 2 heroes already showing up, Team Russia just wasn't willing to fight for this. I honestly think they could have. I mean, they have level 16 and they had the camp there. And them being Team Russia, I honestly expected them to just go full phase. Let's face it, they kind of always do that. They're always going ham, aren't they? Alright, here's the synergy with the Earthgrass Totem. Not Lightning Shield, spec'd into on 16, but again, the synergy with the level 1 talent that we're currently having for Rhaegar. So additional slows here and definitely a lot of control in the team fight setup. And talking control, they're already starting to use that right here. Thrall is moving in from the side. JPL again gets body blocked. Slowed, zipped in, and there's the Entomb. They're trying to take him this time. Tacita isn't there yet. He's still fighting with Liming at the bottom of the map. But JPL actually gets out. Ana just with the heals over and over again. Psst, 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 psst. And that keeps JPL alive. Easy peasy. Healing Dart a day keeps the doctor away. Farlander, currently down at the bottom of the map, is reclaiming it and applying the pressure towards Washed Up again, as they have to struggle for the mid lane control so that there's no DK taken by the opponent. Leo's already thinking about moving topside to get the wave out. Tacita's now starting to move in here too. They can then easily assist his team with this. Rotation is definitely going to go bot lane at some point. The question is only when and where exactly are they heading into this. 3 kills against 4 still. It's close. I mean, we haven't had a single Dragon Knight, did we? I don't think so. We're 12 minutes, 13 minutes in and no DK yet. There's the fight. 16 versus 16 right now. Mirror ball and Tacita is down. Tassadar is dead. Han's already firing the arrow out. And there's the Self-Ancestral on the Wolf. Rhaegar moving away. And the bomb against Li Ming. But the counter kill against Rhaegar. 2 for 1 still. And the fight is still not over. They're going in again. But the Russians are moving away now. But a great kill once more against Li Ming. That was an important one, to say the least. Down here at the bottom, this fort is actually... I mean, this is a meme, seriously. At that point, that thing just sits there and is like, got 2 hit points left. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. So, yeah, no catapults on that lane. It's kind of ridiculous. It's seriously just like one single ability that would allow you to get catapults on every 3rd wave. So, at some point, Washed Up is going to commit to it. Right now, it's just a bit meany. There's the kill against Leo. He's not going to move away from this one. That's not happening. Nicely done there. And that was an important one. That's 7 kills now. Talking about kills, down here we have another one against Ana. This time it's actually Tracer securing the kill here. So Barnabia is working on that damage output, sitting at 33,000 damage at this point. Hazorps on 36. Yep, there come the slows again, and a lot of them too. Hanzo with the arrows set up once more. And we have Hazorps coming in from the side. A nice poke here against Tracer, actually. Really nicely done. Did that totem that Rhaegar plays down just get annihilated by that last bounce of the chain lightning? Did I see that correctly? Like, that thing just appeared and disappeared within a second. I don't even think that healed a single hit point. Nothing like that. Okay. That's currently still the pressure in the middle, and this time it's actually Washed Up that is flattening the Drag Knight. Leo. Alright. He's gonna get the top now. He has all the time in the world. Stark is still ready to interrupt if need be, which is not the case here. 19 against 18. It's all about the level 20s. But if you look at the map, what have we seen so far fall? A single fort. One fort has fallen. We are 15 minutes in and a single fort has fallen. We haven't seen a single Dragon Knight yet in this game. Not one. They're just all rotating around the entire time, all trying to get a slight advantage over the opponent, all just eager to see if maybe there's a chance to get a quick kill before heading into the objective, into a camp. And camp control actually is way better. Again, it's one of the advantages of having Rhaegar here. He benefits you a lot when it comes to camp control. And that camp control, as I said before, is reflected in the experience lead here. 2,900 XP on mercenaries against 1,200, and most of that comes through those bruiser camps that have been taken. So Rhaegar definitely doing a lot here. Farlander eats the damage so that the fort doesn't fall. Smart move from him, can be healed up right away. So they're pushing that back once again. And in the meantime, they're still seeing Shamzik sitting there against Hazorps, but as level 20 approaches, they're going to have Buried Alive. Buried Alive is going to be crazy good. We just need to hit a decent one. That's more so the question. And again, I'm Washed Up. They have so many forts still remaining. They can just take this easy for the time being and saying, guys, just like get 20, get 20. Don't fight, don't feed. Just get 20 and we are going to be fine. But that's the first Dragon Knight in the game. And with level 20 talents, they didn't want to contest it. Dragon Knight is in. And we have that 16 minutes into game number 2. And now the only question that remains is how much damage can Team Russia actually do with that bad boy. Both of the forts have to fall. Both of them. It's like the minimum. If you can go for a keep, then hell, by all means do it. But the forts, at least, they have to go down. And now it's time for Washed Up to really work on that level 20. That's why we're actually seeing still heroes on every single lane to catch that experience right there. Alright. There we already have the push through the bot lane. That fort is also going to be taken down. And here's the talents taken. Vigilance, first of all, is being taken. Tal Russia's element, the Earth and Shield for Thrall. Varian, I mean. Did I say Vigilance for Thrall? Sometimes I have like little like brain farts. Not quite sure if I actually said that, but if I did, then obviously I meant Varian. He went for Vigilance here. Thrall, the one with Earth and Shield. And his Thunderstorm is nearly stacked too, so that's going to give him a lot more control. And he can't really get too much out of 2k right now. The one thing that they do is to use the Dragon's Breath to at least burn those waves down slowly and steadily. And so far, that works. That actually does work. Another pressure play up at the top. Ah, that keep. It's honestly dangerous. Ooh, there's a taunt, is there? Jumping in again. Stalk, not taunted. JPL is going aggressive, though. Yeah, and Barnabia gets away from JPL. Just sees Varian and says, like, dude, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. You stink. I don't care what you do. Get a nice Theodoron or something, but you need to get the hell out of this. And there's the kill after the taunt against Leo. Fantastic play. Nicely done. Stork again with the Blessed Shield. He's trying to move out, and the Ancestral. The better safe than sorry Ancestral as he tries to get away. And that was also well deserved. I mean, he would have probably fallen if not for that. Fallen has also the fort, and this keep is taking more and more damage. But the catapult has now been eliminated, and that's the most important part. Vision obviously granted by Shamsik as he's moving down to the bottom again. Well, also he can take a nice, blocks them up, puts a bit of damage in with his level 13, but still, he shouldn't overdo it here. It's 15 seconds for Leo to come back. With Austin's renewal that he has, and obviously his drain, he is going to be back in no time. And he still has that big bad ult where he can go for the quick buried alive. And that means a lot. Talking about pressure, there's another catapult at the top lane. As you can see, this one isn't really feeling too well. That is going to be a problem. Washed Up needs to be aware of this. They're likely to lose that keep eventually. There it is already. They're trying to go for Hanzo, and the Blessed Shield misses again. Third Blessed Shield in the game that doesn't hit, but that arrow hits home. It doesn't change anything though. It's still the end of Thrall, but we at least have the counter kill against Leo, and that's a reset for Liming as Vayne is going in once again. He gets the kill against Johanna as well, and that is them doing tons of damage now here at the bottom of the map. 10 kills against 6, and they go for the keep. Talking about keep, again, this one soon going to be attacked too. So keep is going to be attacked now. And yeah, what a game here again. There's the catapult on the core. No, it's not on the core. So this thing is actually going to survive. Yep, it's actually still going to survive here. Bot lane, that's a different question though. 2 heroes still down for another 20 seconds. Leo's going to be back a bit faster, but they somehow have to defend this, and it's going to be tricky with the heroes that they have. And Washed Up is actually absolutely willing to move away for now. They're saying, well, it's getting a bit too tricky. Once that Leo is back, he's going to have his buried alive. So maybe let's not stay there and give him a chance to use that, because if we do, that might just be a little bit too much for us to handle. So they're retreating for the time being. And again, this game has been close from start to finish. It honestly has been. Shamsik again getting attacked. Wall is down on the floor. And finally, Hazo is dealing with this. It was about time that someone went over there and dealt with that wave. That was always too close to home. And with too close to home, I mean too close to keep. Mena has also taken over the main damage numbers. He's sitting at 69,000 hero damage. A little bit ahead of Hanzo, who's sitting at 61k. And if you compare that to Banabia, we have him on 50,000. So, yeah. Ooh, top actually fell after all. Top lane has actually fallen. Am I insane? Wasn't Thrall there by the time when he was still in play? Was that catapult zoning in on it? Last time I checked, the catapults were actually still busy with the minion wave, but I must have missed the catapult shifting focus onto the keep itself. So top lane is down. Top lane is gone after all. So the efforts of Washed Up didn't quite work out. And now we're having constant pressure through catapults topside. And that is a massive issue. This is a huge problem. This is also a bit of a problem, but in this case for Team Russia, because Leo is dead again. Leo king around. 5 kills actually. Or 5 deaths on him. Double control here. Yeah, they're chasing again. I mean, JPL wants, of course, to get the good taunt in there. Shamsik, again, if someone dies, you want Leo to die. He has Austin's renewal. He can play around that. He can play around the drain. He's going to be back quicker. But that could mean Dragonite. And that is still a big problem right there. So, obviously, JPL is grabbing this one. Mid lane. How we're looking here. Hazo ops. Rega is topside. Rega has moved topside, so that was definitely fantastic from them, because we've seen Tracer sitting in the bush and making sure... I mean, Tracer can escape, so Tracer was basically just acting as a ward, making sure that Rega has an easy time grabbing this. They're just buying a little bit more time for Leo, and so far that is working out. Talking Leo, he's spawning there again, and well, he gets a bit of damage pushed onto him, but nothing really of significance. That top lane is still an issue, though. Yeah. And we're still having the plays in the... It's a lot of a... It's really a poke war at this point. It honestly comes down to the question... First of all, they have to hit their ults again. The problem is that Stork had really a bad track record on the Blessed Shield. Already the pingers, JPL is starting to move in again. Apparently seeing an opportunity to go for Johanna. Not quite. Down at the bottom of the map, Barnaby is also moving around too. But yeah, it's 23 minutes in. Another Dragonite is going to hurt a lot, and especially if the Russians take it. I mean, they can literally go top lane and end the game right there. But then to be fair, if you're looking at the blue team side, if you're just having one simple Dragonite by Washed Up now, they can go through the bottom of the map, drop that keep. It's already on, I guess, 60% HP. And then probably end the game as well. So both of the teams have a lot to lose here. That's a nice setup. Okay, they got the Buried Alive again. Can they get the kill though? Trace already missing her ult. That's a problem. And now they used nearly everything. Ancestral Healing again to keep Stalk alive. They're trying to move back from this one. And the wall again being used by Tassadar. That was a good one too. Went, by the way, on level 20 also into the Force Barrier. So the cooldown reduction helping them out here. But that was a huge commitment of heroic abilities on both sides, by the way. But we haven't seen a single kill. Not a single kill yet. Top lane is also becoming concerned. This down here, this should actually take down the keep, to be honest with you. The shields are already coming in, but that's the double camp pushing in. I'm just a bit concerned about the Winions at the top lane that might eventually end up at the core. Leo is gonna have his ult ready. Uh-oh, JPL! Oh, that's trouble! And there's the Entomb, and that's the kill. The Buried Alive, Varian down. And they're trying to get more. They go for Hazo, they go for Nano, and try to get the additional kills. Barnaby is moving in. He himself is already low, but Smexy is about to fall. That's the end of him. Hazops is also on the run, and there's the wall. Perfectly placed by Tassadar. Doesn't get any better than that, and they get the quick kills here. 2 catapults already on the core now too, so that is going to be at least a bit of damage. Shields are already falling. Someone has to defend this. Arrow actually goes through at the bottom of the map. That's the kill against Li Ming, and that's going to be game. That has to be game. The catapults are still firing. They're obviously also getting attacked at the same time, but the core is now down to 65%, and they can simply move through the top lane. They go for the Dragonite already, but these catapults, they are absolutely hurting at this point. 25 minutes into the game, you wouldn't expect anything else. Here comes the Dragonite right now, and that's the 2-0 lead. That's a 2-0 lead right there for Team Russia, as Washed Up falls victim to the Russian hordes on Shire. Nicely done by the blue team. Well played. And they take the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 here at Division S. GG, and well played. Infernal Shrines, ladies! Game number 2, and we have Team Russia. Game number 3, we have Team Russia in the lead. Honestly, gotta admit, I am a little bit impressed and surprised. I expected this to be a close series, but I personally had Washed Up pegged for the favorite here. The Russians, I mean, again, it's always like a little bit difficult to say they struggled just because they didn't win a best of 5, especially if they still made it into the 5th map, and that happened a few times to them now. But it just felt that Washed Up was more so on the up, and we had Team Russia starting to have more problems just to win a series in the end and claim that 5th map. So I honestly expected Team Russia to be close with Washed Up here, but I had Washed Up pegged as a favorite, and now we might see Washed Up lose this one without taking a single map, which would be insane, to be honest with you. So now we have Tracer banned out, so this time they're like, okay, Tracer twice, 2 wins. I'm detecting a trend here. Kind of need to do something about that. So, yep, they banned that out. And is Infernal Shrines the map where Washed Up starts the comeback? That's the question. I mean, this can still be a 5-mapper. Haha, Varian banned out, okay. What else do they want to go for? Why would you ban Varian? I mean, for me personally, Varian was a response to Tracer. And obviously the setup works for more than only against Tracer. If you go for Taunt and you have a Li Ming or any kind of burst damage with a Jaina, especially with the Nano Boost, you can do so much with this. But I didn't really expect Washed Up to necessarily go for Varian again, considering how this all went and that Tracer is already banned out. So Nano goes for Hanzo again. I'm detecting a little bit of a theme here, by the way. Might be something that could be addressed in the next game by Team Russia with a quick ban. But yeah. What's the first few picks? Anubarak is up! Anubarak is up for the first time. Is it still a pick they want to go for in Infernal Shrines? Traditionally, their first rotation was Malfurion and Anubarak. Nope! It's still the double support. Double support hyper carry. There's Tassadar and there's Vala. Okay. My girl is in play. We see a bit of Vala action. Previously, we've seen that mainly from Granite Gaming when they put Tai on Vala. But now we're having the Russians also getting my girl back into the meta here. Probably going to be a normal multi-shot hybrid build so that you have a bit more AoE also on the Shrine. Pretty good. And Dibbles plus Tyrande. That also gives us, of course, the arrow into Apocalypse combo. It's another big one. And from a ban perspective, I mean, you have Mena up there. It's Mage City. At this point, if you don't pick that Jaina, ban that Jaina. It's not like Mena can't play other heroes. It would be great here. Gul'dan being one of them. There's a few more out there too. But Jaina would be one with this combo where I would say like, no, thank you. But they are more so interested in banning out Thrall. So that Hazops can't play him here. Okay. Fair enough. Finally a Leo ban. I mentioned him the last game, right? I said I could see a Leo ban. They didn't. Leo got picked. Okay, they paid for it. So now we're having Leo banned out. In the third game, they're like, okay, wait a second. We're detecting certain similarities here. But okay, with that said, what's going to be the support? Are we going to see Rhaegar again? Lightning Shield, same thing. A lot of camps on the map. You can use it on the shrine, on the objective, of course. We're still having Malfurion up too, if you wanted to. Yrel and Malf, alright. A little bit of armor. The guy with the green beard comes in. And is it going to be the Jaina pick? I look at that Thrall pick and I'm just like, wow, that you don't ban out Jaina here is crazy to me. But do they even pick it? Is Washed Up in a position where they pick that? Or is it maybe something where Mena says, you know what, guys, a good Horrify is going to destroy that shit over there. We're going to go Gul'dan this time. We're going to go full Gul'dan with this. Which one is it going to be? Neither! Medivh and Falstad. Okay. Alright, the bird's the word. Having a bit of action here with Medivh as well. Didn't expect that. What do they have for portal control? Okay, so do we get an ETC in here? I mean, ETC is fantastic for the portal control, but honestly, I was expecting them to either go for Nubarok or to go maybe for even... maybe even Johanna again, but like, if you really want to play around Medivh, then all of a sudden that ETC becomes attractive. And it's Stitches! It's Stitches! They're going for Stitches again here. Alright. They're going for the hooks. Guys, I am game for this. This is honestly... This is starting to become a really fun series. The Russian with a little Russian twist there. That's awesome. It's really fun. So yeah, 2-0 lead for them already. Can they make it a 3-0? Let's find out together on Infernal Shrines. Game number 3 and potentially even the last one of this series. It's time for Team Russia to actually show that they have what it takes to take this with a 3-0. And for Washed Up, it's obviously time to show that they are able to make a comeback here. I need to win 3 in a row now. We're having Stalk on Stitches, Bannerbeer on Vala, Falender on Tassadar, Shamsik on Yrel, and Kolya again on Malfurion. The double support Vala setup with Stitches at the front. Hazops on Medivh for Washed Up. Nano, the sub player on Hanzo. Main on Falstad. Smexy on Tyrande. And JPL on Diablo. Pretty excited for this one. I mean, Stitches again, once that he goes into the shrine and uses Putrid Bile, he's in a really good spot here to help them control the area. As actually, Stitches was for a long time played, especially at the beginning of HGC, when we, for example, saw Slam build very heavily focused back in the day. Different Stitches, of course, but that was always super interesting. And then you can use the hooks, like we're seeing them there. But the portal, obviously, is going to play around that a little bit. So you need to be cautious with that, for sure. But it's the hit point pool that is also another asset, especially if you're able to win a couple of the objectives and you go for a lot of the camps here. We're going to see that insane hit point pool for Stitches again in the late game because of the Hungry for More. And then he's going to be very difficult to kill. Even with the Tyrande setup and the Hunter's Mark, it's going to be a chore. So if Stalk can use that to his advantage, that is going to be pretty great here. And they played something similar already in the first game of this series, actually, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that was very successful there too. Now Mena at the top lane is currently dealing with Shamsik, and Mena going into the wingman here. The setup is definitely a bit of a different one that I expected. I fully expected Mena to go for mage. I fully expected Mena to go for burst damage here with a bit of AoE. I looked at that lineup and I said, okay, if that doesn't scream Jaina, then I don't know what does. But they decided to go for the bird instead and play a bit with global here too. Global pressure. Also, the mighty gust potentially, pushing the target out. It's another big asset that they can use in those fights. But of course we're getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. With Medivh in particular, We have to watch the baseline for Hazorps if he's able to complete that. But now that we're seeing those camps being forced the entire time, this is exactly the setup that I've been talking about. If you are using that, you can just get globe and globe and globe and globe for Stork. And Stork is already sitting at 6 globes right now. He's getting another one right here. So he is definitely looking at an increased hit point pool as it stands. Now, obviously, when we're talking about hungry for more, the thing we have to point out, it's not only about the hit point pool. With every 15 globes gathered, you increase the movement speed as well by 5%. So that means once you have 60, then you're actually sitting at the max movement speed. But even outside of that, it's obviously already a benefit. But it is pretty insane how hit point heavy you can get with a hero if you get up to that point. But yeah, so we have in the mid lane a little bit of a commitment here, trying to push out JPL a little bit. First shrine is already about to be activated there. As expected, we're seeing the combo with Vala going straight into the multi-shot hybrid build. I could have totally seen Falender go into the extra armor, by the way, again for the level 4, but we see Kala's Embrace now that we don't have the variant blow-up combo from the last game. So they are more so interested in allowing Vala to sustain herself through the fight a little bit more. Hooks are coming out, pushes are coming out through. Yeah, there's another one. Comes in. 10 stacks for Stitches, meaning he's sitting currently at 300 additional hit points. And here comes the commitment. Only one Shaman camp has been taken, and there's one on the side of Washed Up, so they're going to get the top lane pressure now. How exactly are we going to see it played from Team Russia? Not rotating anybody over, they're actually tapping, pre-tapping at the fountain at this point. We're starting to go into the first one. Yeah, so far the lead. Also, of course, thanks to that multi-shot setup that we're seeing for Vala. There's a lot of AoE that they currently have with the slam, the multi-shot, and they're using it to get that slight lead over their opponent. Washed Up, they want to have that first Punisher, but so far the lead goes to their opponent. Washed Up looking for the opportunity, looking for Stitches, trying to get the stuns, and then the kill against Stork. The Hunter's is there. Stork survives with the Devour against one of the minions, keeps himself in play. Smexy barely gets out, thanks to the quick reaction of Hazorps. Having the portal in play and also the shields there, but they had to retreat, and now we are seeing the Punisher #1 grabbed by the blue team. And that's also another 2 globes for Stitches. And another third one here on lanes. That's another 100 hit points already accumulated. Nicely done at this point. They're starting to move in through the mid lane. Up at the top, we have a nice push though by Mene. And also Hazorps helping out a little bit. And damn, this thing does damage. With that Shaman camp already breaking through the wall, Mene nearly took down the fort here. And he's still not letting up. Stitches is actually moving in to try and threaten him a little bit. Nano is in trouble here too. But the Punisher goes down. JPL already moving straight in for the defense, but that is a lot of damage at the top lane. That was nearly an even trade, seriously. I mean, that Shaman camp did work, baby. That Shaman camp did a lot. 25 stacks, by the way, for Hazorps on the baseline. Obviously, he has to be careful now. If he dies, then it's, well, not all over, but then he's going to have a really tough time to get to the completed. Teams are both on level 7 now, which also gives us the Tenderizer for Stitches, even more controls through the slow, which is of course only going to be exacerbated once that he gets the movement speed advantage. And with 16 globes, he already has the extra 5%, so he is definitely a bit quicker on his feet. It's basically Stitches. Basically, this is the talent where Stitches is not only hungry for more, this is the talent where Stitches starts to work out. In addition to that, he goes jogging, and so after a while he's able to run faster. It's still a 3 versus 3 when Hazorps comes down, but I don't think he will. Ah, there's the hook. Smexy needs a portal. Smexy gets a portal. Whew. Yeah, that's always the risk, of course. That's always the problem. We're 5 minutes and 40 seconds in, and we're already seeing Stitches with 19 stacks, by the way, on the level 1. Again, he's going to be a monster in the late game. He's going to be an absolute monster. I honestly, at this point, question a little bit how exactly Washed Up is going to try and kill him, because it's not going to be easy. Hunter's Mark has to be part of that equation. If you go for Stitches, you better go in guns blazing or he will not fall. Right now, it's still manageable, but once we are 15 minutes, 20 minutes into this game, if it comes to that, that thing is going to be an absolute beast. I mean, 21 stacks at this point, that's 600 additional hit points for him already. And yeah, Stork is gonna be nearly unkillable. At this point you can still work with it, but you can already see what I'm talking about here. There was a 5-man commitment. It was not the longest lockdown that you've ever seen, but he basically just shrugged it off. And that obviously also creates space on the rest of the map, where we now have Falender alone on the top lane, and he can easily push that one out. Level 10 abilities are in. Obviously Boomerang on 7 for false stats, still a priority talent to be taken there. The wall again for Tacita. I mean, the same style that they played in the previous games. I would be surprised to see Gorge. Yeah, there's the Putrid Bile. I was about to say. That would be weird. Okay, Apocalypse, Mighty Gust. Leyline should be the talent of choice for Medivh. And it is a cool combo. If you get a Leyline into good APOC, that's always hype. And I think that's exactly what they're currently waiting for here. Yep, Leyline is taken. This time, both sides go for the camp. And they have to, because if Team Russia doesn't get this, then their fort is gonna be gone. Yep, that's 24 stacks by now for Stalk. So another 6, and he has 10% movement speed advantage. Up to the top, we have Mena pushing it out again. Boomerang, boomerang, boomerang all day long. And that's the global, baby. That's why you pick that bird. The bird's the word. You have the global, but the rest of the team can't fight until the bird is starting to join the battle. So that's what they currently have to watch out for. This is an Arcane Punisher. Here comes Falstad, flying in from the side, and they're gassed, but only against one, and Shamzik is not gonna care at all. Shamzik doesn't care about that. That was not what they were hoping for. Smexy, the wall is there, the arrow hits 3, the APOC, the ley line, it's ruined, but they get Vala. Okay, was that a blunder or was that intended? I mean, I don't think it was intended, but it was a bit of a blunder, but it worked out in the end because they got the hyper carry, and now they get Farlander too. There's a lot of CD stacked here on the heroics. Can they still escape? The Russians are in trouble all of a sudden, and there's the kill. Stalk gets body blocked, Stitches too thick, and yep, that's just too much. Gets body blocked into oblivion, and that's the first 3 kills of the game as Washed Up is starting to get a lead in this. But oh boy, was that a weird situation. Mene with a Mighty Gust first, wanted of course more than only Urel, but it didn't work for them. Then we have the arrow into the APOC, and the Leyline nearly ruins it, but it isolates Vala, and then Vala gets wrecked, the hyper carry down, and all of a sudden there's not enough damage anymore, and Washed Up cleans house afterwards. Really, really interesting one there. It was a fun one for sure. Not quite the fight that they expected, probably. A bit more chaotic, but I guess they're gonna take it after all. I mean, it's 3 kills. In addition to that, of course, also the ability to now take the first fort here. That's a little bit of momentum that we're seeing for them right now. There's no defense at the bot lane either. Just seeing an attempt to go for level 13 talents, since Washed Up is about to hit that. Down here, Stalk is still sitting. He's sitting at 26. Obviously, when you lose a fight like this, it starts to really screw with your momentum on that. Yep, there's the jump, there's the wall, and they're going for Stalk. But again, killing Stalk here is incredibly difficult. And he has only 26 stacks on the level 1 at this point. But that was already quite a few cooldowns per him. This, on the other hand, is a different story. Yeah, he's gonna fall. Stalk goes down. If you have just barely any hit points left, you shouldn't be that far out. That was just an absolute opportunity for JPL, and there's too much momentum right now. Honestly, this is looking rough for Team Russia. This is looking really bad. At this point, Washed Up is just going in and murdering everything. I mean, this is just Punisher number 2, but they're nearly getting the keep out of this one. Shamzik jumps in, still has the ult ready. They're playing the 4 versus 5. Barnabir needs to be careful. Wall out, and Barnabir just running and dodging circles the entire time. Stuns coming out, Barnabir from the left to the right to the left, just dodging everything. And the fort is still in play, but damn, son. 4 kills against 0, and all of a sudden, Washed Up is unleashed. Yeah, unleashed right here. Looks a lot better here in this 3rd game than the previous ones for them now. Obviously, with level 13 talents, we have now also the nullification taken. That's going to help in those fights quite a bit. Balance chosen as well. But I got my eyes still a bit on Stitches, who by now has also the Lacerate. So the armor reduction is going to be super important. You also have, of course, the cooldown reduction here, which is going to be super important as well. Yeah, I mean, especially if you get the Devour through and stuff like that, there is a lot of survivability for Stitches. 28 stacks for him, 2 more, and he has also a little bit more movement speed. But yeah, a little slower. Farlander against Mene. Mene wants that keep. I mean, at this point, Mene is just going to pressure the bot lane the entire time. Honestly, the global is just going to focus fully onto the bot lane right now. That's what we're going to see the entire time here. So the Russians are pausing for a second, but if you just look at the bottom of the map right now, so Mene with the global, he's just going to try and push onto this keep the entire time. He has already the boomerang here, so whenever he gets close enough, he's going to make a quick boomerang hit, but he's going to decide the entire time over here in the bush, for example, fall back a little bit more, and then once that the wave pushes through, move in and hit the boomerang damage against the opponent's wave and just push that in. And you look at the minimap and you actually see that we're seeing the next shrine arriving at the top. So this is going to be the situation where Mene can stay at the bot lane a little bit longer, push out an additional wave before he flies up top. And that should eventually lead to that key being taken out without Washed Up even having to risk anything. And it's very unlikely that Mene actually gets caught here at the bot lane. So this is a setup that is very unfortunate for Team Russia. And yeah, we're going to see that the entire time. Ooh, he has Wingman, of course, now too. So if at any point the camp is up again, 2 minutes, he can go for that as well. But yeah, hiding at this point, doesn't have vision. Now he knows that everybody else is up here. Hazops has spied them out. So Mene knows he can safely go onto the lane again. And now he's going to push that out. So that's exactly the setup that I've been talking about. It's exactly that. Stork and his boys are getting the top camp now. Tacita is rotating back to the bottom again to push that out. Mene, of course, knows it thanks to Medivh. But this is going to be the interplay that we're going to have between the two of them for quite a lot of time now. So yeah, up to the top. Let's see what we're going to have here. Well, JPL. Currently still waiting, of course. 16 is ready for them. Big advantage now. That's also one of those moves where you try to take the camps, you're trying to take everything, you're just attempting to make sure that you're getting experience yourself. What about the globes? Okay, gets one. That one over here he doesn't get though. Sitting at 32 now. So we're talking about an additional 1,000 hit points nearly. Yeah, 6,400 HP at this point. And there's a level 16, just in time. Mene is still at the bottom. Quick comparison, fully stacked Diablo is currently on 6,900 hit points. So Diablo still a little bit ahead of Stitches. The question is just for how long, and there, as expected, is now the push out. So they are trying to be a little bit more aggressive in the middle. A fort is about to fall, but trading a fort for a keep, I mean, duh. Obviously you're going to go for that one. And Mene is going to fly up once that he has that. It's going to go in again. There's another boomerang. Pushes that out. Gets the keep any second. And up here at the top, there's the fight. And we have currently 9 against 15. They're going for JPL. The portal is there. Nano in trouble. Damage on him. And the ley line. A bit of a passive one. Apo comes through. They're trying to make the play for Stork. But again, the hit point pool is pretty hefty for him now. Here comes Falstad. Trying to fly in as well. Can he get the gust? Yeah, but not... Oh, into the arrow. Not bad. Keep obviously is down. Keep is down. The hook. Not quite. JPL is moving in again. Gets caught by the wall here. And this is an important one now. 16 talents on both sides. But yet Yrel takes hers now too. Took her a little bit longer. They don't have a fountain there anymore. So if they back, then they have to back forever. And it comes the portal again. Ult already used by Yrel. They're looking for the kill, but they can't find it right now. There's another quick gate. But oh, that's the big one. That's the big one right there. They go for Smexy and they get Smexy. But that Punisher is still claimed by their opponent. The fight is still ongoing on the other hand. They want to make the play here. They want to go for another one. And a good hook against JPL might drop him now too. Yeah, he should fall. Is he going to fall? Actually, he's actually really... Ah, nice. Good wall. Good wall, good root. And that's the bird also down. The bird is down and it's actually Diablo that survives. The bird is dead. Everybody is low on their end. But that was still quite the fight there. The Russians again winning the battle itself, but losing the objective. 7,000 HP by now. 4 Stitches. Gets a little bit more there as well. Sitting at 37 at this point. So another 10% movement speed for him too. Yrel already moving to the bottom. And they're going to save the top keep. They're going to be able to save it, but the bottom has fallen. The bottom keep has been annihilated. It is going to be a dicey game. Let's take a quick look here also at the damage output of the heroes again. I mean, right now we're having 43,000 on Hanzo. And we're seeing 43,000 on Vala. So the both of them are actually pretty much tied at this point when it comes to the DPS. But still the lead in experience for Washed Up. And obviously that's something that they're going to try and change. Stork is already invading down here. Hook comes out. There's no follow-up yet. The rest of the team is there. And yeah, they go again for the camp. Let's take a look at the experience actually, because I think when it comes to the mercenary experience, they're actually behind. Honestly, that surprises me. I expected them to be ahead in the Mercenary XP. Now, obviously, we have Falstad in play, so that means the Wingman was definitely playing a bit of a role there. But I thought they were actually pretty diligent about taking a lot of these camps. But apparently, I overestimated it a little bit. Alright, so they get another one right there. Gonna go a little bit closer with this, and now pretty much evening it up. But yeah, the setup at the top, still it's about level 20. The next shrine spawns mid-side, that's where they're gonna try and go for. Having another quick look also at the talent setup and the stacks. Yep, by now we have 40 already taken. 40 globes for Stork, 1,200 hit points for him. Oh, what the hell was that? JPL not moving at all. Just sitting here. If I'm really still in the corner, he can't see me. Stitches can only see moving targets. That's what he kind of went for there, but that was a weird one. 7,400 HP right now. And we're gonna wait. So we have it, 7,600. Even level now with Diablo. Diablo's in 7,800. So soon enough, we're gonna see that a little bit different. The bird steals the globe away. Unbelievable. In bird form as well. But yeah, Rel obviously has to push out the bot lane right now. It's a tough game right now. Honestly, this is super close. This is really close. And as you can see with the experience, both of them are going to have level 20 in time for the next objective. So that's going to play a huge role here. Absolutely huge one. And there's the 20s already, which gives us the bullseye, the wind tunnel, we're having Medivh cheats. I don't even know why they named the talent that way. We all knew that before. And also the Hellgate for Diablo. 20 on the other side. That's where the party starts then. Farflight Quiver, so again what I would expect here. A little bit of extra damage from the distance. What are we going to get for Wala? It is perfect timing. I mean, again, Shrine gets announced, there's the 20. First of all, we have the Shambling Horror. That is currently crazy. I mean, again, that is pretty insane, because you have, I mean, it basically makes him unkillable, just face it. Farflight Quiver on the other side. We have the extra walls again. 8,100 HP right now against 8,000 on level 20 for the two of them. But again, globes and globes are coming in. So yeah, Stork is actually about to surpass Diablo when it comes to HP. Fully stacked Diablo, by the way. We're talking about a fully stacked Diablo. And here we go. Time to shine, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to take this one? The bird is already going for the core. Mena's going for the core here. He's escorting something in. Some of the catapults here. And in the meantime, we're having the play straight for the shrine. Core is slowly falling on the shield. Mena needs to be a bit careful here, of course. Can't just simply push in solo. But they're trying to make the play here. Tacitus, the one moving back, and his shield alone is already going to help them out with this. So yep, can shield the core whenever he wants to. And forces Mena back as well. So far, so good for them. And the battle in the meantime is set up. Where's the APOC? There's the APOC. And the combo doesn't really hit as well as they wanted to. Barnaby is still alive. The arrow completely missing, and Stitches with a Putrid Bile now straight on the spot here. Gets moved out, gets the shield. They just can't kill him. They just can't kill Stitches at this point. But they can get that bloody Punisher, and they get it again. Once again, the grab. Smexy nearly dying. Smexy! Oh, the wall's done. Urel is dead. Smexy isolated again, and Smexy actually falls. It's a kill for a kill at least. The bird in the meantime already busy in the middle. Mena's just saying, guys, leave that shit up to me, I got this. He gets the fort out of the way and immediately moves back down to the bot lane. He's all over the place right now. Mena is currently doing his thing here wherever he moves in, applying pressure, 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 pressure. But of course he has to retreat right now. He can't stay any longer. The team is not moving in with him just yet. Yeah, over here. Dibbles. I mean, portals, yes, portals no, but JPL is overdoing it a little bit if you ask me. Gets out again. There's another wall right away. JPL is just saying like, boys, I think I'm fine, but a little bit dicier than expected. Core is actually starting to lose a couple of hit points because of the catapult. Yep, nope, shield is in. Farlander supplying that. And nothing lost. A fort lost, that's all that was eliminated here. All that was taken down. Stork going in again. Trying to get especially that big wave up at the top here. It's like, ooh, globes. Yeah, it's just dancing around with this one and helping out there. But I was like, yeah, that's another globe that you should probably try and take. Ooh, and nope, doesn't get it. Didn't get a single one here. At this point, I don't think it really matters all that much anymore, but I think he already surpassed Diablo. 8,400 hit points against 8,008. Okay, they have level 22 right now. Alright. Obviously, that's a stats advantage that you get at that point. But yeah, he's pretty much there. So 8,800 for Diablo. What is Stitches going to get when he hits 22? Well, we don't know just now. People oftentimes underestimate, by the way, how insane... Oh, can they get the kill? Nah, not quite. Then again, JPL, can they get the kill? Nah, Portal is still in play long enough. People oftentimes underestimate, oh my god, that was such a nice idea. It worked out for them in the past, but not this time. Oh, Stock, again, the arrows, everything is flying onto him. They put everything onto the board here, with the exception of Medivh's ult. But yeah, that was a nice idea. The gust into the corner. Medivh cheats, Medivh gets actually attacked right now. They're fighting for it again. JPL is low, and the Farflight Quiver of Vala allows her to stay in the back while she dishes out their pain. Pain is coming here. Again, another hook against Stalk. Stalk is just the entire time low. He's trying for another one. Hellgate even being used for JPL to jump out. Mid lane pressure against the Keep, on the other hand. That is something that they have to deal with eventually. But they want to go for the kills. At this point, the Russians are just going for aggression. They're saying, guys, we need to do something here. We need to go in, need to try and find a couple of kills here. But it doesn't really seem like they can. Smexy the entire time with one stun after another. Mene flying in again. He wants Banabia, but he doesn't get him. But Urel is in trouble, needs to pop the ult. Again, the wind tunnel. The ult is back again already. That fight has been drawn out for such a long time. Keep at the top lane nearly falling for the Russians. The one in the middle is being attacked as well. But the fight just doesn't end. They feel they have to get the kill. And it doesn't seem like they can. The ult again on Urel too. They're going in for Mene. And they get Stitches on the other hand. Nicely done by Washed Up. Stitches down. The double arrow. That might be it. And Smexy goes in and drops the ball. Urel and Tacit are down. Smexy pays for it with his life, but he doesn't care. That's the sacrifice that he is happy to make. We're already seeing the pressure here in the mid lane. Diablo is dead, but let's just look at this setup. They can go for the play right now. Diablo actually fell to Vala, but still, look at this. If they just go in and take those two down, but they're trying to make the play for the Shrine now. It's a 4 versus 2 at this point. 4 versus 2, and they're still fighting for this. And obviously it's... I mean, can you really hold this? The problem is you can't lose that thing either. Here comes Medivh cheats, and that is the setup with the APOC. And goodbye, old friend. Vala is down, so is Malfurion, and this is the end of the hopes of Team Russia to make this a quick 3-0 series. No way you defend this any longer. The Keep at the top lane is already about to be obliterated by the catapult itself, so that is going to create even more pressure onto the top lane, as we can see right here. In the middle, similar picture. This one still stands, but the question is for how much longer, and obviously that bad boy is going to move through the bottom of the map right now. 24 minutes into the game, and I don't see any chance for them at all to save this. Smexy, by the way, with insane stuns. I mean, it honestly felt like he had no cooldown on that thing for a long time. It was just like one after another, and coming down and just homing in with these. But now we're having, again, JPL, Nano all moving in through the bot lane. Here comes the bird, already flying into. Mene looking for another kill opportunity here. 51,000 damage for him. Not too bad, and he's just going for the core. He's not wasting any time there. More kills, why would I need that? Game ends when the core goes down, so I go core, I go face. Banabia with a good stun. Banabia actually with a really nice setup. Gets a second double as well, but there's just no way. There's absolutely no way. The core is falling, and it's falling fast. Here comes the ley line again. They get the kill against Tacita. Now at the same time, Mene is low, but the core is eliminated. That is game as Washed Up puts a point onto the scoreboard. And we will head into game number 4. Alterac Pass. Always a little bit of a weird start into the map, to be honest, with that little sound they have there. But yeah, we have Washed Up with the victory, and it was a cool game too. It was a really nice one. Now we're heading into game number 4. And we're gonna find out who is going to take it here, because we could see a 5-mapper after all. Team Russia with an immediate ban on Zeratul. Now, personally, I'm a little bit interested to see what happens with Tracer. Is Tracer getting banned? I honestly think that Washed Up has to ban her. With their opponent already signaling that they want to play Tracer whenever they can. This is a big map where Tracer can do a lot. Well, they're getting rid of Anubarak first, okay. So, let's see. I mean, Maiev is still up there. Anna could be another concern for the two teams, for sure. It's a big map, so globals. I wonder if you're actually at any point really worried about some kind of cheese strategy from Washed Up. I mean, like a Vikings, some Muro stuff or something along those lines. That could be something that comes out eventually, but... Okay, there's Maiev. Maiev is also getting banned out. What do we have on the last ban? Tracer, no Tracer? That's my question right now. Are they going to try and ban her out, or is at some point Stork and his boys just going to say like, alright, we're going to drop Banapia's hero again, and we're going to take it from there? Are they risking it? They don't. Okay, I don't really blame them. Tracer's banned out, better safe than sorry. They're going straight in for that. And now what's the first pick on the side of Team Russia? Are we going to see like an Ana commitment? Is it going to be maybe a Turanda? What are we going to see here? Supports seem to really be the name of the game in a lot of these situations. Unless they want to spec into, I would say, global maybe. I mean, I've seen some early Dehaka commitments, or just to be able to rotate properly. And they go for the bird instead, so it's not, it's a global, it's not Dehaka. Best skin, by the way, the pirate skin. You have to make sure that you make that guy dance. The bird needs to dance. The bird needs to go for the little flip there. It's definitely the best skin. It's amazing. It's actually really, really good. Okay, so with that said, what's the reaction on the other side? Are we going to see an early commitment to a global 2? Maybe going for Dehaka right away? Could be a ban even if you don't take him now, but it's Abathar! Oh! Kind of forgot about Abathar here. Ooh, that hurts. Genji Abathar against a Falstad. Wow. The interesting part is that right now actually Smexy has locked in Abathar, so if they want to play with an Abathar solo support, they can do that. Normally it's Hazops on the hero, so they can obviously still swap that, but that's definitely something to at least think about. Alright, so Tyrael, Thrall, both picked here. Alright, fair enough. I mean, Stork's Tyrael is pretty sick, actually. You've seen that quite a few times. That provides Falstad with an extra shield, in addition to the support, and it's kind of important. But, yeah, this is one of these setups where I'm just saying, let's see what he gets out of that. Because right now, just thinking about that, Falstad should be in a world of pain the entire time. Genji jumps onto him, Abathar on the head, and then just like bam bam. We've seen very few Falstads deal with it. Then again, Farlander is a beast. Farlander is honestly a beast. So, maybe. And yeah, let's have a look there. What else do they ban out? I mean, right now, if you look about bans, honestly, what do you ban there? I would probably still think about, okay, they banned Diablo with Abathar. That's definitely another threat. Abathar is already the global, so Dehaka. Dehaka is also problematic though if he's played with Abathar. Could have been out Jaina or Greymane. Well, Jaina more so, Greymane isn't really that much of a priority. Anything that really lends you to have a great Abathar copy, that's another good ban right now. Muradin even with Abathar as a symbiote is fantastic. There's so many things. And yep, there's Muradin, there's Hanzo. Think about it. Nano now for the 3rd time in a row is playing Hanzo. Yeah, he seems to be one-tricking the hero a little bit here. Can't really blame him. I mean, it has worked so far. If your opponent doesn't address it, then by all means, why would you change that? It works out nicely. But do we have an answer from the Russians? They need their support too, and Malfurion has been banned out, so I'm still waiting for a potential Ana drop here. Turanda is also up. I mean, that's not going to be a problem. Turanda and Li Ming both taken. Alright, fair enough. There we go. It's all about Genji control for me personally when I look at this, because Genji Abathar is annoying as hell. And Hazu, what are we going to get? Offlane is missing unless they are picking a support right now and switching Hazu onto Abathar. But at this point it looks like they're going to play Abathar solo support. But again, swap round is still up, so they could go for that. And it is Rega. Okay, so they're going to swap it here. very likely, unless Hazu wants to play the support in this case. But yeah, with that, we're having a bit more of a normal setup now for Washed Up, but it's the Genji Abathur comp that we need to wait for. Team Russia in the lead with a 2-1. Can Washed Up force game number 5? Let's find out together on Alterac Pass. Game number 4. We have a little bit of a swapperino in roles here. As expected, we're seeing Hazops and Abathur, but there's a little bit more to it. Before we're heading to Washed Up, let's introduce the blue team. Team Russia with Stalk on Tyrael, Shamsig on Thrall, we're having Kolya on Tyrande, Falender on Falstad, and Banabir on Li Ming. And well, on the right side, Hazops, as I said, on Abathur, so he switched it over, but just look to Rhaegar for a moment. It's actually Mena who's currently playing the hero here, with Nano again on Hanzo, as we said before, one-tricking into that hero slightly, but as long as the opponent allows for it to happen, why would you ever change that? Smexy himself is playing Genji. It's definitely going to be a very interesting setup. And JPL on Muradin. And yeah, with that we're actually set. Interesting also that we're having, in this case, the Seasoned Marksman build on the side of Falstad, so an auto attack style over the Wingman approach that we saw on the last map by Mena. But yeah, Mena on Rhaegar, that's definitely an interesting setup. And the question is simply, how well can Smexy perform now on good old Genji here? Especially against, again, the bird. The bird is the priority target here. He is a bit of a squishy, and you can make that play. So I want to see how Falender deals with it. Because honestly, Falender is a monster. He is an absolute monster. And that guy is just excelling on so many heroes lately that I really believe in his ability to have a huge impact with Falstad here. But of course, he still has to prove that. A little bit of a setup already against Li Ming. And ooh, Banabir is getting out of this one. Barely though. This is the problem when you're up against an Abathur composition. In these setups with even numbers, you have Abathur jumping on with a symbiote, and all of a sudden the power level tilts in favor of the Abathur team. Obviously, when we're talking about objectives at the start or anything else, there's a bit of a disadvantage for the Abathur playing team because they don't have the extra hit point pool in the battle itself. But especially for the one-on-one lane, having an Abathur against you is always a nuisance, because no matter how well you trade into your opponent, all that has to happen is a symbiote coming into play, and you are going to be on the downside. So, top side, this is actually where Shamsig is pushing that out. Already holding the lane here, so basically freezing that off, not pushing this too hard at this point. Also working on his level 1, getting a couple of additional stacks together here. Hazops with a bit of a bait. But the push in the middle, thanks to the camp that was taken by Washed Up. And keep in mind that they obviously have a little bit of momentum heading into this now. Trying to take that. There's already the little setup that we're seeing here. Once more, we have the camps taken out. Nicely done. Also with a stack here straight in range of the turret, so that helps with an easy defense and allows you to push that out too. It's a really nice little move that we just saw from the Russians here. Perfect timing on it. 4 ability in for both of them. We're seeing still Thrall doing his thing and starting to complete the Echo of Elements. This is really, really close to it. Yeah, that was one hit too many. Gets still another in here and sits at 13. Isn't too bad. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this. Down at the bottom of the map, Farlander at this point on 4, and yep, that's exactly the setup. Swift Strike, Abathur on top of it, and then the immediate spikes coming out. It's such an annoying setup. Farlander has to be so careful against this, and I really, really want to see how this is going to work out long term for him, if he is able to play around that. I mean, he didn't go into any of the Lightning Rod quests that you sometimes see with a shield, for example, as there's nothing. He just goes full auto attack, hammer gains, is still going to get Boomerang on level 7. But it's honestly quite interesting to see this particular setup for him right now. Because there's a lot of ways how he can play a little bit more defensive with Falstad on the talent level and then try and survive through this. But he just doesn't seem to feel the need here. 3 minutes and 12 seconds in, Thrall is done with his quest, so things are looking good for him. Here comes again, by the way, the level 1 talent for JPL, 3rd win, so didn't go into the perfect storm. We're also having now Needle Spine taken on level 4 instead of Adrenal Overlord. Pressurized Glance still on level 1. That's also very important when you're looking at the Soma Transference on level 13. It's a fantastic synergy between the talents. Cooldown reduction in general is just amazing. And obviously you also have the bigger impact on this thing as too. 8 stacks on the auto attacks, and the objective is up, but so far they're not forcing anything. It's the earlier level 7 that we're seeing. There's the Ancestral Wrath, Boomerang as expected, Celestial Attunement, and the Swift Retribution comes into Form 2. Mule, obviously. Abathur, the last hero that still has Mule in the game. Banabia attacked. Swift strike in, and he gets out. Nice. That was a good escape here. A bit unfortunate for Washed Up. They really committed a lot to that particular fight. They couldn't get enough. Ooh, Hasu? I'm not right sure Farlander knew that he was there, but that was already quite a bit of damage against the little slugger. So, yep, if Farlander would have had vision, would have probably done quite a bit of damage. But again, the quick move away as Smexy just slides in with this. Nicely done. Middle of the map. There's the push out. Starting to make the plays here. Okay. So there we have it. Down at the bottom on the other hand. The channel is already coming through. This time Washed Up is being a bit more aggressive. JPL slightly low. But no problem. No problemo. At least not now. So with 8 kills against... Oh, sorry, with level 8 versus level 8. We're still seeing the little traps here against Stork. And as I said before, I mean, I'm talking a lot about Farlander and some of the other players here, but Stork on Tyrael is traditionally an absolute monster. The Hazops is obviously going for a little bit of body soak, but there's the first kill in the game. Falstad eliminated. Smexy with the symbiote wasn't quite enough, but as Mane comes in from the side and gets the bite, that is the end of the bird. First kill against him. That is definitely the first problem right there. Once again, Shamzik a bit in trouble. Smexy looking for an opportunity, doesn't find it, still has the cooldowns to work around. Falstad at the top. Actually, sorry, Abathur at the top. Falstad is looking to fly in right now and join the battle. And oh my god, Smexy with 10 HP. He was down to 9 hit points. Single digits, but he got out. Calculated. I mean, I knew that Smexy was pretty smart, but I didn't know he was a rocket scientist. I mean, that was quite something. Nice calculation right there. You're going through the middle right now. Falstad could at any point also fly top once the cooldown is back ready. So this is one of the things where Abathur has to be very, very careful that he doesn't show too much on the lane. Yeah. Again, Banabir. JPL jumping right in. That's where all of the mage damage is then going to come through. And again, the bird attacked. Farlander had to move away from Smexy, and this is going to be the play the entire game. And Farlander knows it too. And this is the problem. I mean, they picked Falstad first. They went into a Falstad first pick, and then Genji and Abathur came in immediately. And of course, they wanted to go for the global here, and that is going to be a huge asset for them later on, but it is a tricky situation right now. It's again the objective pressure, and once more, we're having them moving in here. JPL, they want it, and it looks like they're going to get it as well, and this can be a snowbally map. Here comes again the Swift Strike. Farlander sitting there. Where's the interrupt? We don't see it. And they're going for it. Barely. Stork trying. They're going for it again. And they actually stop it. Level 10s are there for both sides right now. And they stopped the objective 1.2 seconds before it would have been completed. Hasn't been taken yet. Could still happen. Farlander again. Barrel roll out the entire time. Honestly, if you are playing Falstad right now against this setup, Farlander is just sitting there and he's always just barrel rolling away. Mane gets interrupted as he goes for the channel, but that comes at a cost. Thrall is down, he gets his ult through, but there is just nothing that he can do with it. No follow-up. And yep, here comes this quick move against Farlander, and the bird is down. Smexy might still fall though, but the Ancestral keeps him in play. But you can see the problem in this game for Team Russia. 3 kills against 0, and that's the objective. Guys, if that doesn't get turned around by the Russians eventually, then we are looking at another 5-mapper here in Division S. They are honestly in a great position right now. An early lead for them. And with that Abathur setup that we're seeing here, that could be the end for the Russians on Alterac Pass. I mean, again, it is still early in the game. We're still only 8 minutes in, but especially the Raiders that are coming through, they pack a punch, and they should be able to take down at least one fort here with it. And the constant aggression that we're seeing against Farlander limit his options really a lot in this entire game. It was a pretty big problem. Once again, here comes the move. They're trying to zone it out. Thrall is at the top lane. Actually burning them down pretty quickly, I gotta admit. But still, bot lane, that's where we're having Smexy with his Genji, and here in the middle we already have a fort destroyed. And at the bottom of the map it looks like you might see another one fall. Depends on the rotation from the mid lane right now. The fountain is already eliminated, and yeah, that thing doesn't look healthy either. So yeah, they rotate down, Washed Up is already on the way, that's a double fort. And you look at experience, it's more than a half a level ahead at this point for Washed Up. So a very, very nice setup that we're currently seeing for them. Okay, with that said, Farlander also Still, I mean, he's still following with that build that he has. He has 18 stacks right now. Go for Smexy. The stun even connects, but there's nothing that they can do. He has the Swift Strike cooldown still, so he can always just move out of harm's way easily. Shamsik is pushing the top lane. Hazobs is just dropping one mule after another. The Russians need to win a fight. You can't really underestimate them. We've seen them come back from so many dangerous positions, but it is difficult for them for sure. They need to have a good setup. They need to get maybe a Thrall flank in, followed by a Tyrande stun, and then a quick Liming combo. Maybe a good Mighty Gust might provide an isolation. But if you look at the minimap right now and you just look at the general situation, Washed Up is currently running the show here. They're dictating where this is headed, but this is a good scout. This is actually a really good scout from Tyrande. That just came in time. It could have been a boss right there, but they have to abandon it. 13 is in. That means, of course, the healing static. Oh, okay. Stormbolt connects. Has 20 stacks now. But the 13 is ready for both sides. And Falsat is flying in. They're willing to take this. Thrall isn't here yet, but they're definitely willing to start a bit of a fight and wait for the Avatar copy to come out here. So, yep. Already the push straight through the middle now as well. Smexy is still there, needs to deal with that. Swift strike in, but obviously with the mule in play, you have to commit to these. And that's what they're currently trying to do. Team Russia is starting to move in. They're saying like, okay, at least drop the turret. We might not get the fort, but at least take those structures down, because we need to eliminate that. Farlander sitting at 24 stacks. I mean, the more damage he gets on the auto attacks, the better against Muradin, and also the better against the other heroes later. And he already made an adjustment. He already went into the Flow Rider here. Yeah, so the basic ability judge. There's the quick move, lockdown, Ancestral. Nice start with a Sundering, but a good reaction from Washed Up, and therefore no kill against them. Objective is up. Not a single kill for Team Russia. 3 kills for Washed Up. They're looking for the position again. Another 4 seconds until we're back in this. We're having the Sword of Justice taken now too. So that's really where the mobility from Tyrell comes from. No holy ground shenanigans or anything like that just yet. We're still having also camps taken all over the place. Level 15 against 14. And that means you can drag it out. You can try to go for the 16. And here comes the attack again. By missing the Stormbolt. Wolf does connect. JPL. That's a bit of damage against him, and he's actually not alone. JPL is in trouble and needs to pop Avatar. Hop, little dwarf. Hop. That was a good one. Smexy. Yeah, sorry, bro, but not this time. No. He stays as long as he can. Protected, by the way. But in this case, he still has to Swift strike it out there. That was a little bit too much for him to handle. The same can be said from Thrall, who has to retreat over here, because that's a bit too much action for him in this particular setup. Now, Stork is still fighting it out, though. But with the cooldown already taken down earlier. Ooh, yeah, in the back line. Look at this. Smexy actually gets a little bit of a beating there. But Mena is ready and saves his buddy. So they're going in again. That's a big wave, by the way, here. All right. That's a lot of stacks also for Farlander, who's obviously still working on his level 1. The fight is still continuing. Hazo so far hasn't committed to a copy just yet. But there's this level 16 talent. That's the problem. That's what I said earlier. They can drag it out, and they did. They dragged it out until 16, and now they are sitting in that setup again. They're going for Mena, and the Self-Ancestral keeps him in play. Hazo with a copy now, double Rhaegar. Sanctification on the ground. The Russians are down in talent, but they don't give a shit. They go straight in, but the arrow might be a little bit too much for them to handle. In jumps Tyrael, jumps in, jumps out. There's the Gust and the Disengage. And so far, they're still playing this well. Hazobs is about to lose the copy. They still have the Fountain up. Obviously, the objective is now going to get channeled from Washed Up. But to be fair, that's 30 seconds that you have time to go in and deal with this. They still have Liming there. So a reset would actually be all that they need. Are they going in for it again? Farlander gets attacked here. Smexy is protected. Farlander is still ready. Kind of have to try and interrupt that. That's 20 more seconds that you got, but the problem is that Washed Up is just still a level ahead, a talent ahead. And there comes the play. Alright, they're going for the interrupt. They're actually holding this. They're holding that for now, and with Falsat at the bottom of the map, that also means that we're going to see them now with level 16 on their own in just a few seconds. Yeah, he's getting the stacks together too. He's sitting at 33 extra damage right now. Talking about damage, a lot of damage against JPL here, and Liming is also starting to connect those combos. There's a 16 now for them. Stork is jumping in once more, jumps in, out. We're having now the Airy Gust taken. Another big one. We're seeing the Burning Halo too, and that's starting to do the damage again. Oh, what a gust, and then immediate Sundering. But JPL is still alive. Nano with a fantastic arrow here. from the distance, and they try to get the kill against Tyrael, and actually this time they succeed. Oh my god, again! Smexy for just half a second was again on single-digit HP, and then Mena's heal actually hit him. That's getting nuts here. Oh god, look at the damage output. Falset on 15k, wearing 31,000 on Li Ming's side. Now they go for Shamzik again, and it's actually the Abathar toxic nest that takes him apart. They are starting to get wrecked here. 5 kills against 0, and the momentum has just shifted massively against them. There we have it. That's another objective, very likely. And there's only one fort on the map at this point. They go again for the interrupt against the channels here, and that's the objective. And at the same time, they're also going for the boss with Thrall down for another 19 seconds. That's an easy one to take. So this is going to be a brutal push, especially through the top lane. And as it turns out, the Russians are saying like, we don't have Thrall, we don't care. We still take fight and we kill you. We kill all of you. And they're going in, and well, there comes Li Ming, but there's nobody else there, and that's a problem, and Li Ming goes down. Stork was a little bit too late for that. Yeah, and now they're all dying. I mean, they just thought, well, we have to go for it anyways. Honestly, that was probably the thought process here. It was just like, hey, if they get everything, then we are pretty much already done for. So let's try and go in, but Stork was slightly too late, so Li Ming had to jump onto the point instead of Stork to prevent the boss from being taken, and then she was too exposed. Stork was too late to drop in with the Sanctification, and Fawcett wasn't there yet either, so it was just a bit of a time issue. But you can't really blame them for trying. They kinda had to, because this situation is obviously now getting a little bit bonkers. There's a massive push to the bot lane, one through the middle, the boss at the top together with a Raider. It's honestly kinda crazy. And it's a 2-level lead, 7 kills against 0. The Russians with a 2-0 lead in the series, and now it looks like we're actually looking at Game 5. Looks actually like it's going to be a Game 5 here. This one is falling for sure. That keep is a goner. Can they get more though? By the way, we have 44 stacks for Falstad, so he gets the extra damage right now, and the activatable as well. Can we actually get JPL here? JPL? Hello? Alright, Ancestral. But Falstad, and yeah, no gust yet. Mene goes down. Mene is down, and the bird wants the dwarf. Yep. Bird is already saying, I already got a dwarf, I don't need you. There can only be one dwarf here. JPL jumping over, trying to hide, trying to run away and buy themselves a little bit more time. But obviously that's just a staggered death right there. Talking about dying, that core is in trouble. Or that raid boss, I should say. That boss went a little bit deeper than even expected. Well, they're trying to make a play over here. Smexy is starting to get a little bit crazy. I mean, come on, dude. At one point, you have to die. Did he actually die once? Yeah, and he didn't die yet. Honestly, Smexy deserves at least a death or two. He got away twice with single-digit hit points. It's getting a little bit bonkers. So now with 2 heroes down, with Rhaegar still dead and with Mirrors still dead, the Russians are going for the bot lane and are starting to take that boss. And boy, do they do damage here. Whew. That's a quick one. Quick pick there. 20s are ready for the opponent's team though. Oh, but finally they might be able to get a little bit done here. The problem is in the mid lane. Yeah. That keep is also starting to fall, and Falstad is back. I mean, Falstad is seriously just starting to get more and more damage in. Uh-oh, that was a problem. Oh, Farlander. Yeah, that was a panic button. Farlander barrel rolled forward, didn't see that Smexy was coming. Smexy saw the barrel roll, immediately goes for Falstad. He has only the gust left. And then he, gusts panic-wise into the wrong direction. And that was, of course, immediately his death. We talked about it since the draft. If you go as Falstad up against a Genji and Abathar combo, you are just screwed. That's just it. That's just absolutely it. So, with that, we're having now 50 stacks on Falstad. I mean, the bird's down, but still. 20 is ready for both teams at this point. And, I mean, they are down to a single keep. 2 of the armor shields on the core boss is already gone. So that was an easy snipe right there. Falstad is actually going to be back in 15. Shamzik, on the other hand, goes up against Smexy. Alright, there's the Swift Strike. Doesn't risk anything here. 20 talents. First of all, we have Epic Mount trying to play with the global. Holy Arena comes in too. And there is the objective. And this one you can't lose. Falstad is there, they have to fight for it, and they have to fight for it right now. You can't delay there any longer. You have to go for it. This is one that you cannot lose. At this point, they are already with the back to the wall. They're like a boxer in a corner that's already bleeding, that's just barely able to stand, has taken punch after punch after punch, and just waits for that one hit where he can start to impress his opponent a little bit, and they have to take it here. They have to force the fight, they have to be quick about it. There is just no other way for the Russians, and they are going for it with everything that they have. They need to win the objective here. There is no other way. 61,000 damage on Nano. There's the stuns again. Gets one, gets two. They're going for Shamsik. JPL needs to be a little bit careful. Needs a lot of damage here. Avatar, no Avatar. The combo comes out again. Dodges it. And the stuns again in there. Top lane pressuring, obviously, right now. It's another big problem over here. They're trying to get the channel in. Same time, Stormbolts are coming out. They get the channel. They got it. They go for the play. Here comes the Holy Arena, and the Dwarf is dead. They take the Dwarf down, and now they're trying to make the play for more. And at this point, it looks like Hazops is going to lose the copy, and they're going to go for Mena. And Rhaegar is also down. Rhaegar is down. The core, on the other hand, is taking damage. Nano gets obliterated, and they go for Smexy, and Smexy escapes again. The core still defending over here. Someone needs to go back. I mean, that thing is defending itself quite nicely, but someone should probably help out a little bit. They're going for the objective, and they're definitely going to claim this one. But the core is starting to fall. Now, this bad boy is obviously regenerating, but the next wave could definitely severely take it apart here. So things are actually starting to look a little better for Team Russia. Again, they are the comeback kings. They always have been, they always will be. The comeback kings are at it again. Smexy's trying to do his best here, but they are unimpressed, and Farlander is helping out there too. So they are trying to get the max value out of this. This is a 20-minute objective that we're talking about. 20 minutes in, and they finally claim it. Top lane should be pushed out. They're going for the middle now as well. Could maybe even deal with another wave right here, but they're focusing on the bot lane at this point. They kind of need, I mean, this needs to hurt. This honestly needs to hurt. Washed Up, they need to take a few of the keeps down of Washed Up if they want to play around this. Epic Mount is obviously helping since Farlander can control the map a little better. But Washed Up, they have to defend here. They know that their position in the game is still fantastic. 2 keeps down on the other side, are you kidding me? I mean, you win one fight, you win the game. That's all you have to do right now. But for that to happen, they need to make sure that this particular push is not wrecking them right now. If they lose another team fight, if they lose 3 heroes here as the cavalry comes through, they are screwed, and they know it too. I mean, these forts are already gone. You can't even protect them. That's a waste of time. It's all about the keeps in the core at this point. They need to be careful with that. And right now with the Russians, they are starting to move in. And Washed Up, they cannot lose here. They want game 5, and they want it right now. 61 stacks on Falset on level 1, and just look at that keep. The hit points are melting away. The play in the mid lane is they're trying to at least hold that, but the rotation is already in. Do you go core? Do you go keep? What are they going to do? They're going to go for the keep. They want it. And they're going to get it. They're going to get the second keep. This is insane damage here, and ults haven't even been used yet. And they're going for the Dwarf! This is a Sundering and JPL! Oh, gets saved! Gets barely saved, but there is the wind tunnel. They go for Mena. Mena is down, and the copy on Hazops, they can burn it down too. The double Rhaegar is already gone, and all of a sudden we're seeing Washed Up in a massive world of pain. They might lose the game right here. All it took for the Russians was to win one big fight and one objective, but so far Washed Up hasn't given up yet. They're defending with everything that they have. Already towards the top, another cavalry is trying to push through against the last remaining keep on the side of Washed Up. Both of the teams with only one keep remaining. Farlander already rotating in. There can't be another kill. If Washed Up loses another hero, this is going to be it. This is going to be over. 4 heroes on the map at this point. Rhaegar still down. They're trying to go for the Dwarf here. Li Ming with a wave of force, and that is it. That is Muradin down. But Smexy with a Dragon Blade, he gets the kill. He gets the kill. And he takes down Thrall, and the Russians have to retreat. 23 minutes into this game, and it is absolutely bananas. At this point, it's nuts. Here comes the bird! Oh! And the bird goes straight up for the quick kill. They take Hanzo down. Smexy is next. There's again the Li Ming play, and he is swift striking over. Farlander finally has enough with his shit and goes in, tries to drop the boomerang, but Mena's back to business, and they are still holding. They're still holding. 8 kills against 9. It's all over the place. This game is getting insane right now. Objective is already getting announced again as they're trying to make the play for a stalk already. Hazops on the Koppel. What's better than Genji? Double Genji. They're trying to go for the bird, but Smexy's lone had to retreat, and Hazops is going to lose the copy in just a second. He's protected, but not any longer. And we still have 30 seconds until Hanzo is going to be back. What a game and what a setup. Everybody's fighting here tooth and nail, no inch given, as we have Washed Up fighting for a chance to take this to a conclusion in game number 5. But now both of the teams rely on a single keep. On only one. Comeback potential is there. Well, not only comeback potential, we also have a lot of backdoor potential. Especially with the Holy Arena I've taken here. Holy Arena plus Wind Tunnel? If you get onto their core, you have a really good chance to take that thing down. This game is insane. This is honestly getting a little bit crazy here. That conclusion, if it is that, I mean, map 5, I would love it, but right now, 25 minutes in Alterac Pass, oh boy. Let's take a look at the damage output here again. 68 stacks, by the way, on Farlander here on his level 1. Look at the 93,000 that we're seeing for Hanzo. 69,000 by Li Ming and 40k for Falstad. Tyrande herself has 42,000 damage already. And they're going for the plays here again. Russians are already on the move. Experience, I mean, it's an identical situation on the map right now. If anything, the position for the Russians is a little bit better at this point because Farlander's stacks on the Seasoned Marksman are really impactful. And obviously are increasing. It's the only stackable talent that we're having at this point in the game here. Nothing else really stacks this aggressively. And we're having, of course, the Thunderstorm as well for Thrall. 71 stacks now for Farlander. His damage is increasing the entire time here. Once again, they're starting to win. Here comes the bullseye and the quick stun. They're going straight in for the quick conversion. Abathar with a copy is moving in. Gets the copy at the side. Double Genji again. Farlander moves away and immediately gusts them out. Just gust them out. So it's like, copy, we don't care. We don't fight. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. We burn the copy down, that's all that we have to do. We wait for the copy to be gone, we burn that thing down, and then we take the fight afterwards. And Hazorb loses it right here. Hazorb is going to lose it right here. And that's fantastic for them. They traded a cooldown for a cooldown, and Gust is a low one at that. And Falstad is still at full HP. So the situation isn't bad for them right now. But they're taking some damage. That poke from Hanzo is starting to hurt. It's hurting a lot, actually. Yeah, and there's the Stormbolt again. Stalk just jumping in out the entire time again, using the mobility that he has. Alright, they're going to try and go for the interrupt. Mane gets the channel. And they are... Look at that poke. Oh, get wrecked. There we have it. The arrow not even connecting because Tyrande is dead already. And that might just be what Washed Up needed to win this game. They're about to win the objective. They take Tyrael down. And Smexy, the Smex Master, goes in again for the quick kills. He has still not died in this game. Outside of Abathar, he's the only one that hasn't died yet. And they are about to claim the objective right now. And that should be the end of it. I mean, a defense would be a miracle. If the Russians can really defend against this, that would be absolute insanity. Look at Falstad's siege damage, by the way. 270,000. He is at an insane amount. 80,000 damage. I mean, just look also over at the stacks right now. 75. The damage output on the auto attacks for Falstad is crazy, even without the Giant Killer. And Muradin has experienced that firsthand the entire time. They're just guarding it, by the way. They're just guarding the objective as much as they can right now. And at the bottom of the map, uh-oh, Farlander again forced to use the Mighty Gust as Smexy moves in with the Abathar head. Doesn't risk anything. He's saying, guys, we have a chance to get at least a few of the heroes back, but how do they defend this? Honestly, how do you defend at this point? I mean, it should be impossible. It honestly should be impossible. But we had so many impossible situations already and they made it happen. Can they get a quick kill here somehow? Sundering is back up. Tyrael is back up. They have their tools. But can they actually defend here as the Raiders start to move in onto lanes? I mean, this is getting a bit nuts here. 110,000 damage for Hanzo. Here's the first Raider. They're trying to burn it down. They're burning it down quickly, but that core is eating damage too. Here comes again the double Genji. First Raider is already down. Another one moving out at the bottom. Hazorb is losing the copy in just a second. A little bit of damage already against the core itself. They're trying to go towards the top. Take that one down too, but the keep at the bot lane has already fallen. That one is a goner. There's no way. There's absolutely no way to save it. And now they're going for core. At this point, it should be. It has to be. That is it. That is definitely it. This is game. This is Washed Up forcing game number 5 in the best of 5 series here at Division is. GG and well played. Game 5. Game number 5, and it is Battlefield of Eternity. Honestly, every single time I see a Game 5 coming, I'm just sitting there, Please don't be Sky Temple. Please don't be Sky Temple. Please don't be Sky Temple. It's a little bit weird because we had some of the most epic games in Heroes of the Storm history on Sky Temple. That is definitely true. There's absolutely no arguing it. But generally speaking, Sky Temple is a very scripted map, and when a game comes down to a fifth one, I want to have that dynamic brawl where anything can happen, and I feel like Battlefield of Eternity is a perfect example of a map that really gives that. So yeah, it's actually awesome. I love it. I love it. That's why we have Battlefield for this. And someone pointed out, rightfully so, as the map was announced, that there is a good chance that Hazo is going to try and get Sergeant Hammer here. And I actually think that if the Russians paid any attention to the past games that have been played by Washed Up here, they are going to ban Hammer. You kind of have to at this point. I mean, seriously. So, is Washed Up actually going to make the reverse sweep happen? Are they actually going to win? 3 in a row. As I said, the Russians recently struggled a lot. They lost more than a series on the 5th map. And they always played well, they always had fantastic games, but then they just couldn't clutch out that last victory. And if that happens against them here, I mean, that would be heartbreaking. But at the same time, you have now Washed Up in, so it's honestly... I mean, for me, it's a dream. For at least the Team Russia, it's a little bit of a nightmare. But yeah, it's something. It's something to be sure. Okay, Anubara gets banned. We have the ban against Zeratul. There's again the Tracer ban. They're absolutely done. Absolutely done with Barnaby. But are you banning Hammer right now? Or do you ban Maiev? Maiev, Hammer, Li Ming, Ana. They're all out there. Fantastic heroes for this. Early pick into Tyrande. It's Hanzo. They're saying like, Nano, you know what? We looked at that shitty Hanzo now for 3 games in a row, and we're kind of done with that crap. Let's see if you got more than only your Hanzo plays, because the first game, you didn't seem all that strong. Maybe, if we're taking the Hanzo away from you, you have a problem here, and we get a 2-for-1 too, because that hero is insane on the map. So, you're already doing well on other maps with him. This one, no, we're not gonna let that slide. And there's Li Ming. Nano immediately with Li Ming, but it honestly felt a little bit that whenever... I mean... Again, Nano is number 4 GM right now, but at the same time he doesn't, as far as I know, play a lot on competitive, which means that his hero pool is naturally going to be a little bit smaller. And so it feels like when he doesn't play Hanzo, he has to go into a mage, and that means that Mene is not playing the mage. So that already has a bit of a dampening effect on this entire setup. And well, there we go for a nice stun combo. Tyrande gets picked in, and we have Imperius now at the same time. So with that, you have the lunge, you have the stun, you have also the Wrath potentially taken on level 10, and then right into a Tyrande stun. Can get a lot out of that. Can actually get a lot out of this. But yeah, with Battlefield popping in, what else do we have? Li Ming is there. Is it Hammer time today? What is Mene gonna pick? Ah! Ana! Ana with Li Ming, the Nano boost, and Garrosh on JPL. Alright, we're getting there. And what are we going to have for stock now? What is Barnaby going to play? It's more so the question. I mean, at this point, the question is obviously, do you still ban? What do you ban? Do you ban Hammer? Yes, they do. They ban Hammer out. I honestly think it's a smart way to play this right now. Ban Hammer out. Make sure that Hazo can't play around that. They're still waiting for a hero for Mene too. On the other side, I mean, with stock, you could ban Tyrael out, to be honest with you. Tyrael, they played it a lot on this map, is really moving quite a bit. Having the extra shield in already helps you a lot, so yeah. But yeah. Maiev gets banned. Okay, the better safe than sorry ban at this point. Okay. And now, this is the interesting one. What are we gonna see from Team Russia? What are they gonna go for? Come on, boys. I wanna see what stock plays. Is that gonna be the Tyrael pick again? Nah? And a damage for Barnaby? Johanna Reina. I haven't seen Jimmy in a bit. Alright, Johanna. Actually, a little bit more normal than I expected. I really expected Stock to go for something fancy now. But no. Still nice. Gets, of course, also... I mean, you have a lot of stuns now. You have the Blessed Shield, you have also the Slows, the Punish, you have the Lunge from Imperius, Tyrande stun. That's quite a bit there. Honestly, without Jaina taken, I could even see Reyna go into Exterminator, a talent we talked a lot about in Gold Club. But yeah, it's actually interesting how little we see Jaina being picked right now. Oh, and Alterac on Mene and Hazu again on Medivh. Oh, things just got real. Things just got real there. Alright, alright. So, whew. How is Shamsi gonna save that? What are you gonna see on his part now? It's Battlefield, boys. It's the last map, it's map 5. And we have Zarya! They go full Russian. They go full Russian at this point. Alright, game on, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 5. Who takes the series? We'll find out now. Time to shine, ladies and gentlemen. It is game 5, and we have washed up against Team Russia, and the Russians on the left side. Stalk on Zarya. They switched Banabia over on Johanna. They have Farlander now on Reyna, Shamsik on Imperius, and Kolya on Tyrande. On the right side of the map, washed up here in Battlefield of Eternity, our final map in the best of 5. JPL on Garrosh, Hazorbs on Medivh, Mene on Alterac, Smexy on Ana, and Nano is waiting for the Nano boost in this game since he plays the Liming here and went Ether Walk. Blizzard has finally done it. The talent has finally been picked in a competitive match. Alright, mission accomplished and never gonna touch it again. Alright, there we go. And Stalk on Zarya is great. I mean, that is a last pick. It's honestly kind of crazy. I am super interested to see how this game is going to pan out now. Because I'm going to be quite honest. When I saw Washed Up go for that Alterac and Medivh towards the last 2 picks, I was just like, whew, that is going to be insane. Mena already going straight in for the combos here. But can Russia actually control Mena? And can they control Hazorbs on Medivh? That's a big question here. It's a beefy setup that they're running. Let's not forget about that, but it is honestly a bit of an insane situation. Those drafts are just beautiful. I love this. They're definitely not playing it safe. Definitely not. I mean, especially the Russians with, again, the Zarya setup. I mean, we've seen Zarya a few times, but still, this is going to be quite something. I mean, for the time being, we are currently having Stalk going pretty much for like the standard build that he usually uses with this Demolitions Expert on level 1. We're gonna see the Particle Grenade spec'd into on level 7 then as well. But this is a 3 versus 2 setup here. And in that, we're actually seeing Washed Up kind of trying to react to that. Shamsik is currently holding the top lane alone. Hazorb's obviously working on his own baseline stats here. And we're starting to make the way down to the bottom once again. Well, they have the stun. In comes the throw against Banabia. He's still safe. Trying to body block JPL a little bit. And Farlander takes aim and tries to get the shots in. Alright. Nano, on the other hand, still looking for the damage output. Yeah, it's one after another. By the way, also we're having Imperius now with a traditional build here going straight into Burn the Impure. With a couple of Imperius games the other day. Well, with a slightly different focus here. That's more sort of the meta build. Stalk in trouble. Uh-oh! And that might be kill number 1. And it isn't. Because Kolya was ready on Tyrande. And Nano couldn't connect the final hit here. Top lane, Medivh still fighting it off. But down here, yeah, those setups are starting to hurt. Whew! Farlander nearly getting wrecked on Reyna here. That was pretty nasty. A pretty nasty setup. The sleep dart that we saw from Smexy comes in at the perfect moment, just before he moves through the gate, and that's the perfect opportunity for Nano to get the combo in. It's obviously going to be a bit of a question of how Mene is able to stack negatively charged now on level 4. That's going to be where the main damage comes from. And then later on, I mean, if you are Smexy, you don't even know who to drop that Nano boost on. Onto Nano's Liming or onto Mene's Alterac. Mene obviously has an easy answer to that question, if you ask him. But we'll see how that pans out. Speed barrier taken on level 4 on the side of Stalk, so he's trying to help his teammates to move in and out a little bit more quickly, especially for Imperius. It's going to be very helpful later. You oftentimes see that talent taken with Garrosh actually, so that he goes full speed mode and can just run up to an opponent and flip them over into the team. I've seen that combo a few times, and it's honestly nasty. If you play it well, it can be really annoying, especially if your opponent has never really experienced playing against it, and they always underestimate the distance to safety that they have to have when Garrosh starts to move in. And talking about Garrosh moving in, this time that looks like a kill, and Stalk again survives. I mean, once again, but Hazorbs comes in and tries to get the kill, and he actually does. Hazu again with a place here. He already made the plays on Medivh on Infernal Shrines, and this time seems to be no different. Damage output against the Immortal now from both sides, but a slight advantage for Washed Up as they move in with 5 at this point to win the halftime show. Already having the move up at the top. Tyrande obviously able to drop the Hunter's Mark as well to help out the damage output here. Level 4 talents now in play too with the Charge Blast again. 20 stacks already on the particle grenades on level 1. And here's the defense. The defense for JPL and his boys. Stork is back to business. Gets the shield in right away. Speed is there. Smexy. Ooh, the portal. Medivh cheating as usual, allowing the teammates to escape as Smexy was actually far out and got caught. And now they go for Nano. Again, another protect, and it's just insane. Medivh is honestly the bane of any coordinated play. That guy with just a simple shield or a portal can ruin everything that you set up. I still remember a game in HGC where Hazops on Team Liquid ruined a play where the opponent's team as a 5-man chased a hero for at least 30 seconds to a minute, and then Hazu comes in on the last moment as the hero is basically on single-digit HP and ruins it with a quick ley line, hitting everybody on the other side. Medivh, let's face it, Medivh is an asshole. That's pretty much what it comes down to. At this point, though, we're having also the Immortal taken, and yep, it is indeed Washed Up who are able to claim the first one. I honestly am a little bit afraid for the Russians. If you are ahead with a 2-0 in a series and then you are facing off against your opponent on the 5th map and you lose the first objective, at some point you really start to believe in your ability to turn this game around. Now it's a little bit of a weird one though, because if there is one team where I would say they have the mental strength to always make that happen, it's the Russians. How many times have we seen them fall behind with an 0-2 and then obliterate an opponent? And this time they just have to make sure that they somehow find a way back into this game, and they're already looking for it right there. JPL gets attacked here. Farlander, whenever he has the speed barrier. Bubble can, of course, do a lot too. Banabir. Ooh, and Mena with the plays and the kill. Nice. Imperius at the bot lane. That was actually a good stun here, as the portal is being used for them to go for the attack again. Farlander. Honestly, I love Farlander's positioning, playing also at this point with vision against through the smoke screen. That guy is just so damn good on nearly every hero that he plays, and the subtle plays that he just made in that instant with an auto attacker that has no escape, that was honestly crazy. He has always these small things that he puts off there, but is it going to be enough in this game to take it? And at this point, he even gets caught then on the back end of this, and right now the damage output that we're seeing from Washed Up is just on another level. 3 kills against 0. At least Shamsa got some value at the bottom of the map and broke through the wall. But it is tough now. The Russians, they have to dig deep in this game. They really have to dig deep. Holy Feather again taken on level 7. And we're also in the pinpoint accuracy right now. And besides that, I mean, pretty standard talents for them. Obviously, after Ether Walk on level 1, we have on level 7 now Calamity taken too. They're going for that one. It's a bit of a look at the damage output here. Li Ming with 17,000. Farlander on 13k, but look at Zarya. Zarya with the grenades is able to get a lot of poke damage. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. So 13,000, even taking over the top damage at this point. But once that the level 10 abilities are in, you honestly, if you're the Russians, you need to be able to get some kills in. And they're still uneven experience. Well, mainly. They're still slightly behind, let's be honest. And that loss of the top fort obviously doesn't help, since passive experience is now going to increase for Washed Up continuously. That's another problem. We're starting to go in again. 12 stacks, by the way, for Mena on his Alterac, working on the negatively charged. And, well, Shamzik. Okay, stun doesn't connect, and he gets the shield. Oh, he gets actually the connect here, and they take down Garrosh. Whoop, whoop. And Garrosh is down. Smexy, a couple of hits against him too. There's a level 10 now, but that was a really good kill. Nice move by Shamzik. Getting the lunge connected there, that was super important. Then they're trying to make the play again. Yeah, there's the speed barrier, and Shamzik turns into a race car. Able to move out here. And they go for the first Immortal, and this time they're all here. And obviously, Hunter's Mark gets dropped too. They should be able to win the halftime show, easy peasy. And then they can play around that. Already is at the side, just looking for an approach here. Shamzik, combo nearly hits him, but he's able to move out. Haven't quite won the halftime show just yet. They're still poking around it though. Especially Banabia is obviously looking for the side engage now. Yeah, you need to control those portals, and that's not going to be easy. There's Garrosh. Garrosh is honestly insane. I mean, if he has the taunt, for example, you go through the portal, you drop a taunt, and you are in a great spot. Of also the deadly charge for Meno and Alterac. No delivery system, by the way, with Imperials. Going for the armament here. That's just too much damage that they have to deal with. Good job there. Eating the stun with Zarya, making sure that you get a bit more energy from Stock's perspective. And they get the halftime show. Here comes also the Blessed Shield. They're trying to go in deep. They're trying to go for Ana. Portal is already out, and they are moving away. But this is now the moment. At this point, they're still slightly behind, but the Russians, they have a chance. At the same time, Washed Up, they're of course looking for the opportunity to turn this around, and they're poking. They have Nano on Li Ming, and they're just getting combo after combo against the opponent's Immortal and trying to play around that. Main is looking for an opportunity for a kill as well. If he gets close to anybody, he's going to take that immediately. At this point, we're just seeing both of the teams trying to go for the setup here. Even Alterac is at the top lane right now, trying to make his own play. The stuns are coming out again, and everybody starts to center onto the top Immortal, with Mena showing top lane. He has the ley line, hitting 3 on the ley line, and the combo for Mena. The quest completed for Medivh, and the ult. Down goes to Randa, and Reyna is dead as well. They're going for Barnaby, and that should be a kill against Johanna by any means. Johanna gets away and gets the shield even, but there's no counter kill. Even JPL on Garrosh is still able to survive the attempt to drop at least Shamzik, and with a throw back into the midst of the team, that is a dead Imperius. And obviously now Team Russia is about to lose another objective here. With a full force, Washed Up is crashing down onto that Immortal, and they are likely going to win it here. The Russians aren't even making a play now. They're just sitting tight again. Immortal is going to focus onto the bot lane. This one is not going to have as many shields, but things are definitely dicey at this point in time. And it's a bit crazy. I mean, right now, Russia, they have to find an opportunity to get decent kills. You look at the kill count, it's 1 against 6. And not a single one, well, it's only 1 kill that the Russians have, but that kill was not achieved in a team fight. In a team fight, they haven't really gotten anything yet. It's just too much. Medivh is ruining the plays. 6 days to Sunday of the taunts coming from Garrosh, the stuns, the flips, the portals. It's too much, and there's going to be an aggressive portal over the wall most likely again, just to increase the threat level even more. They burn through the shield quickly. Portal is actually not in yet, but they're starting to make the play. And they dive in behind it again, or at least they threaten it. And now the Immortal is starting to go for the fort itself. And if they can take that down, then they have no retreat point anymore. Neither on the top nor on the bot lane. In comes Johanna, ult already being used. The ley line is in. And the Immortal takes down the fort. The kill against Johanna. Li Ming with a reset and Nano boost on Nano. And he's getting the combos out. But Li Ming actually gets destroyed here. As Shamzik is saying, not on my watch, baby. I'm gonna get that kill. You are not gonna take that game that easily. Problem, of course, is that Mena is also keeping 2 stack. I mean, Mena is currently sitting at 23 stacks for the negatively charged in 12 minutes into the game. And they have to move back here, but it's 2 kills against 7 now. In terms of experience, it's 13 on the board, across the board, in terms of talents at least. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the damage output again. 21,000 for Farlander, 20,000 for Zarya. I mean, again, it's tough for the Russians, but it's at least a really nice setup for all the Washed Up fans that are watching their team currently, trying to win in this best of 5 with a reverse sweep. Yeah, and I'm still reminded of the... honestly, I'm still reminded a little bit of map number... was it 3? I don't even remember. I think it was the 3rd map, where we actually saw... no, game number 2? Ah, screw it. I think it was 3. Infernal Shrines, you know what I mean? The core down to 9% or something. The Russians just overdoing it a little bit. And it was actually the other way around. It was the Russians winning the game because Washed Up overdid it a bit with the aggression there. But yeah, it's insane games in this series. I mean, seriously. Am I mixing series up right now? I think I'm mixing series up. I honestly do. I think that was the previous series that I talked about. Doesn't really matter. This series was absolutely insane. It was sick, and it just continues to be so. Because now JPL nearly gets taken out here. Immortal is spawning another 2, and we're talking 13 versus 13 talents right now. Uh-oh. Fallen. Get wrecked, dude. Get wrecked. The throw, and then he just disappears. He just disappears within a second. So right now we have also outside of Imperius. Reyna taken out, and that's of course another fantastic hit towards the Immortal. 9 kills against 2. That setup with Zarya just doesn't work out for the Russians right now. They're having the pain is temporary at this point. To be honest with you, pain doesn't really look a lot temporary. This looks more like a chronicle problem that they're facing here, because Washed Up is just mopping the floor with them. They're just absolutely mopping the floor with them right now. And how do you come back into this? The Russians, I mean, you have level 16 against you any second. It's another talent advantage. All that Washed Up has to do is wait a moment. And Hazorps again, I mean, he's everywhere. He has the shields, he has the portals, he has everything that he needs. And they are just playing this beautifully. There's the 16, and now they're saying like, yeah, now we can fight. Now we're okay. If you want to fight now, that's totally cool. That's cool. They can go for that. Main is already sitting aside, eating a little bit of damage, trying to turn around. Barnaby low. Barnaby low. Ults are still up, a couple of them, but a quick portal is all that's needed. Screw all I need is love. All that they need is a portal at the right point at the right time, and then they can make the plays. They go again for Barnaby, and he's down, and the ley line is there again. Hazorps with one play after another. Here comes the deadly charge, the nano boosted nano Liming, as we're going for Shamsig, and it looks like Imperius. Yeah, he's dead, of course. 30 stacks by now on the negatively charged for Mene. He's actually sitting on 130 on his baseline here as well. That's another one. But yeah, the 30 is obviously starting to increase his damage output more and more. He's not quite on the same level as Liming at this point, but it's enough. And now we're talking about 100% Immortal. 11 kills against 2. The reverse sweep is near. It's honestly, they are in a position where it's their game to lose. It honestly is. They're so far ahead right now. Both of the forts are down. This is going to cost them a keep at least. And all that Team Russia is trying to do right now is desperately trying to get 16. But they have to face the music at the bot lane, especially since the wall is broken through already. Oh, there's another hit. That's 31 stacks now. And they're going for it. They're starting to move through. Half a level away from level 16. Stork again in a bit of trouble as he gets focused right away. Barnaby is trying to zone as much as he can. They're working on that shield. They know that the keep is basically a foregone conclusion. They're not going to be able to save it. At this point, it's all about the series. It's all about the game. It's about the map. It's about Battlefield of Eternity. Can you save your bloody core? That's all that matters at this point. Immortal moves in, still on 50% shields, and they are poking and prodding the entire time as much as they can, trying to burn it down, but the keep is losing HP, and Mena is stacking and stacking on the negatively charged. He's sitting at 35 right now, 35, and it's just increasing. The longer the game goes, the more his damage output is going to threaten them. Their keep is finally falling. There are the 16s, and Washed Up is playing it safe. They're moving back, or at least they're trying to. But that could be a kill, and it is a kill. Ana is down. Oh, and again the ley line, but this time not the desired effect. And Mena, is Mena actually going to fall here? He's trying to turn it around. Does he have the cooldown ready? Oh, Liming with the kills and the resets and even more kills and more resets. And it's a 5-man team wipe as they go for the core. Washed Up, they make it happen. They go for the reverse sweep against Team Russia and win the series with a 3-2. Winning 3 games in a row. GG and well played by Washed Up here in Division S.